People hate Trump. Why do people hate him?
Well, it's media. Holy cow, you got the media against it?
Fucking,
You got media, education,
I gotta tell
entertainment
you something.
industry.
Oh my God. When I hear interviews, it's so goddamn obvious. Do people get it, or do they really not see it? Do they not see it?
Well, they definitely don't like it.
Well, like I say, you have the media, education, and entertainment industry all against him. It's amazing he won. It's amazing he won.
I don't know how he won.
Hey, are we up yet?
We're up.
Okay.
Why?
I'll just talk. I want to talk about our attorney.
Which one?
I can take. I could put it on.
My brother. No, yeah,
No, come on, I want to quit.
Oh shit, it's
I
10:06.
want to talk whenever chance.
Both love it. Shipping is free. You're going to have 100 nights to try it out. Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio. Get $50 towards your new mattress. helixsleep.com/talkradio.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, your consumer advocate. Hey, listen, I have to say something. We get some pretty cool emails disagreeing with me. And I'm only going to ask one thing. Call me. You know how we have common men in on the show? They come in and say, Tom, I love the show, blah, 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 but then I ask them to chime in. And they're allowed to chime in. I want you to chime in. In other words, you see, this show is unlike any other show in media. We are on Facebook, YouTube, we are on KHOW, we are on KRDO, we are on iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio is that app that is nationwide, by the way, a great app.
You can make your own stations. You can do anything with it.
And you can listen to our show all over the country, and you can listen to archives, or you can listen live. All you have to go is search for the app and download it to your smartphone. It's iHeartRadio. Wonderful. I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest apps in the world when it comes to radio, because I love listening to talk radio all over the country. You might like listening to music or whatever, and you can program it. And I love it. One thing I want to tell you about the show, it's not a show about the host being the boss and being all right all the time. It's not an entertainment show in itself. It's not a news show. Yes, we do news. We do entertainment. I hope we have a good time, right? But we like helping people directly. Honest to God, it's the real deal. We love helping people. That means that if you know more than I do, you are welcome on the show to call and tell me, or to tell me to shut up, I didn't hear it right. I want you to do it. Now, we use the number 303-713-TALK when we're on the air.
Did you get some hate mail? Is that what brought this up or something?
Not at all.
Okay.
Oh, no. Here's why. I just want feedback, because we get people sometimes that I think I might have a roadblock. And I think a diversity of thought is wisdom. So, it's not that I can't solve problems. We can. Mark kicks ass in the field. We kick butt on research. We have private detectives. We have attorneys. We have accountants. We have people helping people all day long. That's what Referral List is all about. All I'm saying is, you have never heard a show like this before, where I am asking you to help as well. So, here's what I'm going to do. You know that 303 Martino is 24/7 for help, information, and referrals. If you leave a message, we'll get back to you, or you can get right through to us. So what I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to ask you to call 303 Martino if you have feedback on the show. I'm not looking for feedback or criticism or praise about me. I don't care about that. I want you about a caller, or about how I handled a call. Yes, that could be criticized. I want you to help me help others. So, Suzanne, whenever they call 303 Martino, I want to get those calls up first. Now, you can call there with a problem, too, as well. 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. Our regular number, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Our main goal here is to help solve problems. Okay? What do you think the best cell phone is in the world? It is not the iPhone. What do you think the best cell phone is? I want to take votes.
What do you mean by that?
I've done some research. I mean the best all-around cell phone.
Like best brand?
No, the best all-around for reliability and functionality.
Android.
Well, it is an Android platform, but which one? Now, you might think it's iPhone. It's not. Not for reliability and for functionality. Now, iPhones are popular, but it's not necessarily... if they're taking over a smartphone world, don't get me wrong, they do. And I love it because I have iMac, I have a PowerBook Pro, I'm all Mac. I wish I loved the iPhone, I just don't. Drew, what is going on with you? Drew is in New Jersey. Welcome, Drew.
Welcome, Tom.
Do you listen on iHeart? Do you listen on iHeart, Drew? iHeartRadio? Do you listen on iHeartRadio?
No, I don't.
What, do you listen online?
I listen when I'm driving the car.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so go ahead. What's going on with you?
In any case, Tom, Allstate is being very corrupt. They're raising my rates very substantially. I'm an innocent victim. I was rear-ended, and they're raising my rates. And
you know what? They're not supposed to surcharge if you're not at fault unless you have multiple not-at-fault accidents. Did you know that? Even if you are not at fault, if it's multiple times, you can be surcharged. Let's ask, by the way, our people at Compass. I don't know if they're licensed in New Jersey. I don't think they are, but let's just ask them about what you can do. Hold on.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
He claimed personal injury, though, I think. But I've got Brian Burns on.
I just want to talk to him about it. Donnie's next. We have some lines open, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, or if you want to help me out, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and get right in. Brian Burns is with Compass Insurance Group on a referral list at referralist.com. The absolute best agency in the world for if you're looking for savings, and they have like 25 lines of insurance. Here, Brian, Drew in New Jersey. You're not licensed in Jersey, are you, Brian?
I am not.
You might be able to refer him though to a carrier. But here's the deal: what carrier do you have, Drew?
Allstate. And Tom, it's not in the policy. It's not in the policy.
I understand that. But I want to talk about it though. Allstate. You had a rear end accident. Was that the only accident you've had lately?
It was the only accident I had with Allstate. 7 years ago, I was a passenger in a car, and somebody rear-ended the car.
Okay, now, with Allstate, how long have you had Allstate as a driver?
Probably about 5 years.
Okay, now, with Allstate, you've never had an accident for the last 5 years?
Correct.
And then you were rear-ended. Was it an uninsured driver?
The driver, as far as I know, is insured.
Did you put in a claim against the other driver?
I had to go to the hospital. I have a herniated disc.
Yeah, okay, so did you go after that guy's insurance?
The other guy insurance paid for the car damage, and so far my insurance company is paying, but then...
Medical payments. You're talking now. How does it work, Drew, in Jersey? Is it a no-fault state, or is it a tort state? Do you know?
I don't know, but let me tell you this, Tom, it's very important. They told me that this that they can do to me is in a secret confidential rules manual in the state capitol. That's ridiculous.
Well, what they mean is, they mean the insurance agency. So they they surcharge you. Are they raising your rates now?
They're raising my rates 2.5 times.
Wait a minute. Because of one rear-end accident in 5 years?
Yes, and it wasn't my fault.
Brian, does that sound right to you?
No, and again, it's so hard for me to comment on New Jersey, but I think that New Jersey is a no-fault auto law. I think, meaning your own insurance has to cover your own damages as far as medical. But you still, even when Colorado used to be a no-fault state, it was personal injury protection would kick in if you got hurt in an accident.
Yeah, it is a no-fault state. I just looked it up. It is a no-fault state. So what happens is when you're in an accident, Drew, and it's not your fault, your medical still pays up to about $25,000, I believe, and then you sue the other party. But your insurance automatically covers you when it's not a fault state. You don't go to court to get medical bills.
Yes, and according to my policy and according to what they told me on the phone 5 years ago, they said good drivers are not punished.
Well, I guess they lied. Why don't you shop for a different policy?
This just happened to me yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And I may do that, but in the meantime, I'm considering, because also when I called their corporate headquarters, I said what they're doing is punishing the regular people so that the big shots can party on the millions. And the lady on the phone at the executive office actually said that's correct.
Well, I think she's just, here's the deal. I'm not sure if they're allowed to surcharge or not. That's up to the Insurance Commission's office. Did you call the state of New Jersey?
Yes, and I just sent out a letter asking for an investigator because my policy doesn't say anything like that, and it says your premiums are based on merit, M-E-R-I-T. That means good and bad driving. I'm totally innocent. The lady rear-ended the guy who was then forced into my car.
Here's what it says. It says surcharges are done in New Jersey based on driving record. If you accumulate points. Did you have any points?
I have no points, no tickets, no parking tickets, nothing. I'm the perfect driver.
Something seems really off here.
We need to investigate it. It does seem off. It does.
Can you call their corporate headquarters? Maybe you can get some...
Well, we can call and ask in general, yes. They're not going to tell us about your case, but what we can say is when somebody in New Jersey is rear-ended and it's not their fault, we can ask how it's handled. Of course we can. Brian?
Hey, why, Brian, how come there's only 12 states that are no fault? Why are those states like that?
Well, it's just the way that it was passed. Just like Colorado had a law that was that way.
We were no fault.
I didn't know that.
It's a tort state. So, yeah, there's still states that prefer to have it that way. It makes auto insurance more expensive, for sure.
No fault means that if you get into an accident, you don't quibble over whose fault it is. Your insurance pays damages up to a certain amount. Then it becomes tort. Isn't that right, Brian? In a no fault, it's no fault up to a certain amount, then it goes tort.
That's right. Yep. So Colorado used to be 50,000 is what it was.
Now tort means court, rhymes with court. So what it means is after, if it goes to tort, you go to court. In other words, it's not automatic. Why is no fault more expensive, Brian?
Well, because it can be abused pretty easily. The money is, just like how medical payments is paid pretty much without question. The same thing goes on with a personal injury protection, and it's automatic loss of wages, time off work. It's more than just medical expenses.
So you mean to tell me that my own insurance would end up paying me for all kinds of stuff?
That's right. That's how it used to be. Yeah, personal injury protection in Colorado, it had $50,000 of rehabilitation and $50,000 of
Oh, so people were getting money from their own insurance company without going to court.
That's right.
I bet attorneys don't like that, though. Would you agree with that?
No, they don't like no fault. They like it the way it is.
Of course.
Because this requires a lawyer from the beginning. We have more coming right up.
Yeah, there's nothing for them to do unless it's huge.
Huge! That guy said he listened in his car, but yet he's in New Jersey.
I don't know what he's talking about. I think he might have a Wi-Fi radio or something.
Maybe iHeart app built in.
Has Sarah's got anything with that?
Oh, that show's done. They got all switched around. Ed McCaffrey quit a few days ago. I don't know, but I only asked because Angie said I'm filling in today and tomorrow. Kevin's doing Monday and Tuesday. And said,
What's that station doing?
That's Romy and what is his name? I forget his name.
But they didn't change the format again, did they?
Their show's getting changed up, I think. But anyway, so she said Kevin was helping us Monday and Tuesday for Drew, and I said I thought that was impossible. He has this show here going on right now. And Angie said no, Ed McCaffrey quit a few days ago, and they're going to switch him up again.
Man, I hope they don't change formats again. Well, they see, you gotta at least keep a format for a certain amount of time, don't you? I don't know, I've never built a station, but my God, it's had a lot of different formats. They used to sell us out pretty good over there. Did you know that?
Sell who? us?
Yeah.
We were simulcasting there?
Yeah, and they would sell us out pretty damn good. We actually had some fucking points over there.
method for knee arthritis relief is getting rave reviews all over town and results for many when other
Oh man, I don't know. I might buy more of this damn Microsoft. Can you believe that? No. Well, I won't know. Nothing will happen till after the close today.
Oil's way down today.
Oh, God, just tanked again. What do we have? Supplies up again, right?
Now, let me ask you something. If I have a friend who works at Microsoft and he says everybody gets big bonuses, and I told you, I'm serious now, and I told you that, would that be insider information?
No. No. Getting big bonuses wouldn't relate to how this last quarter performed. No, plus those bonuses would probably be from last year, paying this quarter.
If he said we're getting big bonuses because last quarter kicked ass, I'm just saying,
would
that be insider?
Well, what's weird is,
I mean, I don't have it, Fred. I'm just wondering, what is insider? What is insider?
That'd be a great question for, what's his face? That'd be a great question for him, because you're right. But then I go, how far down the line? So if I have a friend that tells me, and I tell you, and you tell Rolly, and Rolly tells somebody, at what point is it rumor, and what point is it truly inside information?
You know, I started thinking of this because I watched the TV show Billions.
Yeah.
What a great show.
You keep saying that. I might have to check it out.
It's got 2 seasons right now you can watch.
Yeah, I like ones that have at least 2 seasons, too. I really like that comedy show, man. It's a comedy, but it's like, it's basically a startup IPO. They come up with this algorithm. It's just really good, man. It's really good. It shows you how some of these really fast little companies shot up, and then the big boys want to buy them out because they created something. It's really fucking good, man. It's really good. They kind of make fun of, like, Google. One of their main guys plays, you can tell he's supposed to be Bill Gates in one of the companies that wants to buy it. I didn't think I'd like it, and it has like 6 seasons. I have never watched it on HBO in 6 years, and finally on Sunday I said, hey, I'll try the very first episode, and I was like, son of a bitch.
I'm KFC's extra crispy colonel.
To go 6 years, you have to be successful.
Who has to make dinner for a family of 4.
Oh, yeah.
That responsibility because
Man, we had a trivia one we thought of for you yesterday. I can't remember what the hell it was.
The fleas, we already told them about the fleas.
Yeah, we had a good one for you. I'm going to bring that game in. I haven't even opened it up yet. We're going to have to open that up on the conference table downstairs and see what it's about.
Get some beer. Some chips. See who comes out the winner.
We should have a listener come in.
I would say, right there.
Oh, I'll beat him. I have no doubt I'll beat him. I'll kill you, and I know I'll beat Tom.
Wow.
I just know everything about Seinfeld. Well, except for the vacuum and the gays thing.
The fleas.
We should get a listener to come in that really knows it.
That's right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK. Donnie wants to blow a whistle. What's happening, Donnie?
Hey, I want to first say that I love what you guys do. I'm very proud of the work that you do, and I would say 97% of the time, Tom and you and your staff are on the mark.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's this 3% you're leaving out, though?
No. So what's going on in the Springs? You know, we had a guy one time call us about a building that he said was being built improperly, and I still have it in my information, by the way. I didn't forget about it.
I think that's him.
Are you the one that called previously?
I am. I was going to get.
Are you talking? Hold on. I just want to show you, by the way, that I'm telling you the truth and that I did not forget it. Hold on. I want to show you something here. It is Kiewit Construction.
That is the group.
And the building, I got it all right.
It's
here.
like unsafe around the edges, if I recall.
That was the gap
around
left.
the venting.
That was one of them. That was the gap left around the outside. I was just looking at this information the other day and talking to some engineers. Isn't that funny? So what are you calling about now?
Well, I just, let me put it hypothetical. If an attorney agrees to do something pro bono and helps out everybody, but in 6 months you don't hear an email, you've gotten 2 phone calls, and nothing's progressed, and there's no communication, would you continue with that attorney, or would you go out and hire somebody?
I would, first of all, if I hired him on contingency, I would have to make sure that I disengaged him because they may want to be paid for what they've done, and they might want to prove it. And if they don't prove it, I'd fire him and move on. Just because you haven't heard from them doesn't necessarily mean they haven't done anything, but most likely it does. I would say it all depends on the situation, but if you have an actual fee agreement for a contingency and you go out and hire another attorney, you could end up in trouble because he could have a claim against you for hourly.
Because, Mr. Martino, I do appreciate everything you and your staff do, but for 6 months I haven't seen an email. I've gotten 2 phone calls, and every time I try to call, I'm always, admittedly, my work takes me out a lot.
Now, are you talking about an attorney or are you talking about us? You haven't heard from us.
I'm talking about you guys.
But you don't. But we're not hired. But you didn't hire us as attorneys. We don't work for you.
I agree. I agree.
And we're investigating at any one time. At any one time, we're investigating a dozen different cases.
I know, but not even a phone call, y'all. Not even just.
No, there was something too. I remember he didn't want to say. Suzanne, do you remember?
I do. When he originally called in, he didn't want to say his name. He didn't want to give the name of the builder or the contractor down there.
I gave the builder an email. I gave everything. I gave pictures.
I know. Okay, but listen. I don't mind you asking what's going on, Donnie, because this is a very difficult thing. You're claiming some pretty serious violations
from a massive company.
And now you're asking me to disclose on the air what I've done. And
no, I'm just asking for you guys just to let me in on it so I don't feel like, so I at least know somewhere somebody gives a rat's rear about everything that's going here. Because with you guys not communicating, and my best...
Yeah, but you gave a bad analogy. You said if you hired an attorney...
No, I said if I did it pro bono, which is what y'all do, you don't get any payment from me. And he had not contacted and had not said anything for 6 months, and you've given him everything you can.
But that's a different thing, even because we're not representing you. In other words, this is not a personal affront to you, Donnie. You're giving a wrong analogy, no matter how you look at it. I mean, we're not representing you. We are looking into this. And by the way, I've had people try to look into this in a non-obvious way because unfortunately some of the defects are covered up right now.
Okay, I appreciate that.
If I meet you down there, can you show me on video what we're looking at?
Oh, my God, I can walk you into the building.
Well, that's different.
I can even get escort from a friend.
Then let's do it.
At UCCS,
I got no problem.
Hold on, let's do it. And what can you show us?
I can show you why this violation and why any group of engineers that looks at it says that this is horrible. This is not the way buildings should be built. This and poses a risk to not only the student, but the student body, as well as faculty or any person.
And you're saying it's something we could document on video?
Oh, my God, yes, you could. I know a long time ago you actually walked in. I remember, Mr. Martino, when you were on the news network.
Yeah.
For local news. And I remember you going in, mind you, I was younger, but I remember you going into a building and you were talking about how the kitchen itself, how the people that were cooking were doing it so in horrible conditions. And you walked in with a video crew and you took a video of that place.
Yeah.
Subsequently, it was shut down 3 months later.
Right.
Completely.
Right.
And I will help y'all in any possible way, but I'm begging you, please, let me know what's going on. Shoot me an email, say we're still working on it, or give me a call and say, can we make an arrangement for a time? Can you take us there? Can you show us there?
Do you still have? Here's what I want to know, Donnie. Is your number still the same? It ends with 65.
Yes, it does.
Okay, hold on. Then, Mark, are you going to call him about going down there for video?
Yeah, I'll do it. I just don't want to get down there and there's nothing there, quite honestly.
No.
But
listen, if
he seems pretty straight.
If he can show you some stuff, I think we ought to do it.
Well, I need to go down there anyhow because I want to get some pictures of our favorite.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? I was reviewing this file either yesterday or the day before. I swear to you, and this guy calls. That is so amazing how things like that happen. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. I want to know, first and foremost, do you have a good cell phone, and do you love it, and why? Or not? 303-713-8255. Okay, let's talk to Krenisha. I'm sorry, Krenisha. What's happening?
Yes. Hi, I have a problem going on at DSST Stapleton location.
Okay, what is that? Oh, it's the school up there.
Yes, it's Denver School of Science and Technology.
Right. I heard that was a very good school.
It is a very good school curriculum-wise, but my child is being bullied. There was an incident on or about 4/12 where they were supposed to hold a restorative justice between my student and another student to resolve a problem.
Yes.
Well, the teacher figured because he was tired and the dean was not there, he didn't want to deal with it that day. After that, a fight broke out.
How old is your student?
My student is 13.
Okay, and a fight broke out between your son or your student and someone else?
Correct.
And you're blaming the school?
Broke out,
yes.
I asked the teacher right there who told me that the restorative justice did not take place. I asked him to call the police.
What is this process or proceeding they call restorative justice? What is it?
Well, the school systems don't want people to know about restorative justice, but I learned about restorative justice. It's a process that you take to get the two students or however many students there is involved with the staff member, and they talk out their problem.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. I think my kid had to do that.
The courts are suggesting that people ask for restorative justice so that they don't have to keep calling safety and security.
No, I understand. So, Cornisha, where did it all break down? They were going to have a get-together, and what happened?
They didn't have the get-together because the teacher said that he felt that the kids didn't have a problem anymore, and he didn't want to deal with it because the dean wasn't there.
Okay, but then it turned out they did have a problem, and as a result, a fight broke out.
And as a result, the fight broke out.
All right, you hold on, and we'll figure out what you want done about this and what we can do about it. 303-713-8255. We love talking about problems, questions, and complaints. By the way, if you have an apartment house, 5280 Window Glass and Screen Repair is offering to go out there and give you one price to fix all of the windows without replacing them. They do separate things like cranks, frames, latches, hardware, screens, hinges, whatever you need. They're called 5280 Window Glass and Screen Repair. You can reach them at 303-234-1111.
And put in their spot, if you're in your thing right now, put in all about baths. If you want to get it updated.
I talked to Donnie,
and I'll get you a basic copy.
And he never said he could get in the building before. He said, in fact,
when he first called up, Dan, he didn't want to give the name. He didn't want to give anything. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it.
He was on the trucker and it broke up.
Mark, where do I find out about all about this? On our listing?
Yeah, they're on the referral list, but I got copy coming from them, or not copy, bullet points.
And what days are they going to do?
Whatever days. I would like
one day a week.
Well, yeah, but what I would like you to do.
Just tell me one day, right?
Well, no, but move them occasionally. So maybe Monday one time.
I always do that.
Okay, then you're fine.
But that's the first time he's ever said that he could get into the building.
And then
I always move them.
That was a 1.5. And it replaced a 1. Actually, it's worse than that because I don't.
When are we replacing the other one?
Well, we don't have to right now. I want to go with the attorney. I just want to. I need to have the conversation with him and just make sure he understands that we bill in the front and it's not going to be an issue.
We only have one other one-up. Oh no, we have two other one-ups.
What do you mean?
Well, we have Mark Turner.
He's only once.
But he does the referral separately, I think.
I'll make sure. Okay. Which is okay.
Sentry, Trenner, and
yes,
280 were the same.
Sen is the one that I'm making the decision on.
Call now and learn how the doctors at Grossman Wellness can help you.
I was really hoping we'd get that. then I could just add these on.
hormone replacement therapy.
Yes, they haven't said anything yet.
I can talk to Tim, not Tim Spence, Tim other.
You should.
I will.
I know it's already, they definitely, everybody's talked about it, there's no doubt.
How do you know that?
Well, because I know Tim talked to, he ran it up the flagpole the next day, so I assume that's everybody.
What do we do?
But yeah, you should walk in there and talk to him, just see where it's at. But here was the deal, I told him the only thing we cared about is we just get,
Yeah.
which would be perfect.
Well, I don't put it that way. I put 2 minutes. I say 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Don't
fine.
ever say 4. Yeah.
Well,
It
yeah,
sounds,
4
units.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible. 2 units.
Yeah, you're right, it does. Or 1 2-minute unit.
I had a gentleman call, he's like, I gotta get to work, but Mark said yesterday he was gonna talk about that Springer van, he didn't, is he gonna talk about it today? So then I said, I'll put the bug in your ear, and in the meantime, the problem, Matt, he's online too. If you guys want me to keep him on, and is there an update?
What does Matt want to say?
Matt said he wanted to tell you Daryl never called him.
Yeah, okay, I guarantee Daryl doesn't call
Daryl's
anybody.
not call anybody.
Saying that Daryl doesn't call him.
Oh.
I gotta find an attorney for him, and let's just, I think he can get attorney's fees out of
Oh, I
this
think
too.
so. I think so.
You know what, maybe this is how we start out with, what's his face? We build him into this content. I'll talk to him about that today. This could be perfect for, him. And it fits right in with what's going on.
I agree.
I don't know why they wouldn't get attorney's fees on this in a million years.
That guy.
I'll tell you the one that was unbelievable. One of our, you know who I'm talking about, one of our people, they fought this thing, and they were probably, you know, it was a coin flip. They hired an attorney, everything. They would have had to pay $7 grand. Guess what they ended up out of pocket so far? Over 100.
Oh, really?
Boy, wouldn't you just shoot yourself?
Oh, geez.
I mean,
You're talking about
I'd go crazy.
Mark.
Are you retired or planning for retirement?
That is
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
so much money. No, I think it's the same issue with the other ones. I think it's always the same shit. I don't think there's any fire there, at least not there. Maybe over a year ago I might have said, maybe, but I haven't had anything, he says.
April 29th. The first class is Women, Wealth.
Speaking of which, I'm going to send you new spots I need for that.
Planning for retirement. And the second
We haven't
class
updated theirs in a year. Can you believe that shit?
Roth, and more. The focus is on ways to help protect your retirement assets from market volatility, taxes, and business mistakes. Seats are limited, so enroll now. And see you this Saturday morning, April 29th. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720-488-8604.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Wake up with Ross Kaminsky.
Shit, did anything go down with Hannity? Any new stuff on those
I
claims?
didn't listen to. Oh, Hannity? No, he's fighting. I haven't heard anything more and stuff. But,
I think it's all these
and she
splits.
dropped it. I thought she dropped it too.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. One Clear Choice Garage Doors from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. You can't find a better company when it comes to garage doors for checking just plain inspections, free. Why would he do that? Because he wants to be your garage door company. He also says he wants to give you a special, a LiftMaster, fully installed for $299. You got to go on the website for details. All the prices fully disclosed there. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You will love these guys. 303-565-6409. Just remember, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All right. God, we've had this problem on time and time again. I'm working on a video this morning, and it has to do with
God, that video's going to look good.
We're going to update that in a little while. I want to go back to Cornetia right now, though, and finish up. Here's the bottom line. There was a bullying situation at a charter school at Stapleton. They were supposed to do a little powwow together with the kids. The teacher decided it wasn't that serious, and as a result, Mom's saying that a fight broke out. Now what do you want, Cornetia?
I want some kind of help. My child is scared for her life to go to school. There's a safety plan that is in place, Kids are still coming up to her, trying to fight her, trying to mess with her.
That's
Mr.
terrible.
Martino,
That
I need
really
justice.
is. That is terrible. Honest to goodness, kids should
And
never
then,
be afraid to
not
be at
only
school.
that,
Did she get
sir-
suspended? I didn't hear this part.
Yeah, for the
Yes,
fight.
she did get suspended, and the other child did not get suspended.
Wait a minute. Oh,
And
wait,
my child-
whoa. Why did your child? Why is your
See where I'm
child the
going.
one that got suspended?
I don't understand. I believe if two students fight, they both should have the same
But
punishment.
I want to know why. Why then? I mean, are they
I
saying?
don't know, sir. I don't know.
You're making it sound like Cornisha is. Excuse me, Cornisha. Your daughter is a victim, but your daughter got suspended.
My daughter is a victim because she is being picked on. The school, not only are they bullying her, the staff lied on her and said she was not in a class yesterday, the dean, and then I got clarification from the class teacher that she was in class doing her work as instructed.
No, here's what I want to know. Was she suspended for that fight or suspended?
Yes, she was suspended for that fight for 1 day. Yes, she was.
But the
And
other
then
kid
the
was.
next day-
But the other
the
kid
next
was
day-
not. But the other kid was not.
From my understanding, the other kid has no penalties. They're making my daughter, for lunch, they're making her sit in the office like she's a caged animal, while the other kid gets to go roam free and pick out what she wants to eat for lunch in the lunch.
May I ask you, and I'm only asking because I don't know anything, is it possible that your daughter is not the victim here?
No, it's not possible that my daughter's not the victim. My daughter is the victim here.
Okay. And
My daughter is the one that had to go sit in the emergency room and go to the psych ward from trying to stop killing herself because she doesn't feel safe at that school after this has happened. They keep bullying her. She's scared for her life to go to school. And then, for me, they put a trespassing ticket on me. How am I trespassing if I get a call saying my child is being jumped on? I have every right as a parent to show up and see what's going on. That's not trespassing.
You know, if you come off like you're coming off right now, though, in the school, I can see why they probably don't want you around there.
Well, I didn't come off like that in the school. I'm coming off like this now because I'm fed up. I'm in stage 3 cancer. I'm fighting for my life, and I'm fighting for my child's life.
I think we have Deputy Daff call over to the school. They're not going to tell us anything, but at least they know it's on the radar.
Well, hold on. What do you
And
want?
then they're mad
I need
because
to know.
I've been working with the Denver police, child
Cornisha,
advocacy.
I need
they
to
want to know how I got that information.
Cornisha, I want to know what you want right now. What do you want?
I want to put that school on radar. They're bullying my child. I don't feel safe sending my child to school there. If something is to happen today, I can't even pull up to pick her up.
Okay. So, do you feel they should do this little powwow with the other kids?
I don't know, because now we have a court date, and this is the school calling on the other line.
What is the court date about now?
The court date is because of the fight.
If
was she charged? Was she charged with anything?
Yes, she was charged.
Oh my, Cornisha, this is looking bad.
It's a big deal.
I mean, if she was charged, you need an attorney. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know I'm going to get an attorney. And then they stole her phone, and I have a tracker in it, and it's in that school.
You know, Lazara's done a few of these.
And they give me one and not the other.
You might want to check out Joe Lazara seriously.
He's done a few of
What's
these.
his name? Can you give me that attorney's name again, please?
Joseph Lazara. He's actually done some of these. Yes.
Spell it?
Lazara.
Lazara.
Let me give you Lazara.
Lazara.
Yeah, here's the number. 303
429
6200.
And don't get in the meantime, don't get yourself in more trouble.
Right. Listen, if I were you, I would ask for a meeting with the school. It might be too late because charges are pending. This seems like it got out of hand. Now, Cornisha is saying the reason this happened is because the school didn't take it seriously and wouldn't do this sit-down restorative justice powwow thing. I don't know if you can blame it all on that. And, of course, without evidence, charges aren't going to go anywhere, but maybe they do have evidence. Maybe they have witnesses.
Most schools have cameras.
I'm saying that this bullying thing is a major deal, okay, Cornisha? And I know you're upset. And I'm not going to assume your kid is at fault. But I know a lot of times it's very difficult for schools to find the responsible party. It's very difficult.
I think I'm safe in saying that her daughter definitely played a part in this.
Yeah. Now, Matt, listen, man, we've been going over this this Sprinter van. There is no doubt in our minds, okay, just so you know, and you don't have to repeat yourself because we are on your side. There is no doubt in our mind that the Springs Auto and Truck Service Center did not install your turbo properly and caused the runaway engine and caused severe damage. There is no doubt in our mind. And I don't know how they are denying responsibility. It is impossible for me to imagine. After Mark looked into all of the details, we have the photos, we have the Mercedes expert, we have the Mercedes guidelines, we have the turbo. There is no way, and this video will be published for tomorrow's Car Day show, there is no way they can claim they are innocent credibly. So we are believing you can win and win big. Now, you're not going to get 100% only because you had some mileage on the van and it's older. You will get, however, your portion of the depreciated value that you had to put into it. You will.
He might also get, time down from work. This is his work.
I know.
Them not fixing it is like the dumbest move they have probably done.
Now, these people are bad. Okay, I hate to say this term, bad people, but I don't care if they have good reviews. They are lying about this. They are out and out lying, saying that I witnessed them clean out the intercooler, and we looked inside that intercooler, and there are giant chunks of that turbo from the original turbo, and obviously could not be. So what did you want to add to that?
Daryl's an outright liar.
Matt, what did you want to add to that?
Well, I was just wondering, Tommy. I just was wondering if you heard anything, because I know
they're not going to do anything.
I've left him 2 messages now. He left me information. I've left him 2 long messages trying to give him, an out, but instead he wants to slowly hang himself, I guess. But I don't know what to say about him.
The only hope I think we have, sometimes owners are not as stupid as their managers. And is he an owner?
I got to figure that out.
Well, I can never get a hold of the owner. The owner's Terry Breeze, but you never...
Wait.
That's what I want. We want his info.
Is his name Terry Breeze?
Yes.
How do you know that?
That's the owner. Well, I just know that he's the owner because my cousin, he's the one that told me about... I mean, he's
now, wasn't there a Breeze company there, too? Was that Breeze Motorsports or something? Wasn't that the other sign we saw, or was I wrong on that?
Oh, under the one.
Wasn't it Breeze?
It might have been. Man, you've got a sharp little mind over there.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a hold of Terry Breeze. Why don't you help us, Matt? And we'll call the owner directly. That is a good way to go. We got more coming right up.
Yeah, remember we saw the sign that said Breeze Auto Sport Motorsports? Look at it, see.
I am.
You're still off chat on YouTube, right? Did you want to put that back on?
No. The only one that ever chatted on there was...
Okay.
Yeah. Corey, if you're listening, contact us, please. You got to email us. Email live@troubleshooter.com. Corey, please. I'm going to set up a phone call.
No major delays in the highway drive across the metro area. There was an earlier wreck westbound by 70 approaching I-25. Looks like it's being clear. There's no delays along that stretch. Off highway, a crash in the cleanup stages at Federal and 38th as well. Back out on the highway.
Yeah, on the Cornicia one, there's another.
It's called Hurricane. I knew he was wrong. Well, I didn't know he was wrong, but...
Hurricane is
Motorsports.
Oh. Is Terry Breeze?
I don't know who Terry Breeze is, but I'm going to find out.
Cool again with a high near 51. Right now, cloudy, cool, and 46 in Denver.
You see if you can find something on Facebook, Terry Breeze, Colorado Springs, and then if we have to, let's just call our PIs, have them run a full deal on them. I mean, I want to know what he's done, his criminal record. Same with Daryl. You know what? Fuck these guys. Let's run a complete thing on Daryl and Terry Breeze. I want to know everything they've ever done wrong. If they spit on the sidewalk, I want the report.
Liberals simply can't see Obama for who he really is. Join me at 4 o'clock for more Reverend Talk Radio.
And run one on Deputy Dan, too. I don't know about this guy the more I think about it. Did we ever check him out? Engineer. I didn't see him engineering anything.
Oh, yeah. You're putting me up the critic.
That one was amazing. We ran a background check on the one guy. He was a freaking child molester, man.
No, that was like a pay dirt.
It's creepy, isn't it? It's like, holy shit.
Of course, he looked questionable.
I might have been packing when I went out there, Jack. I might have used that concealed permit I have. That guy looked really fucking big.
So then Friday I let her know we'll go there after the show, then up to the
the bathtub.
Yeah.
Where does she live?
Right by DU.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll get some video. We'll see how bad it is. I want to see this wall they're talking about.
I talked to the plumber. The plumber says it's bad.
Maybe we bring our construction guy.
Which one?
The guy that was either in studio or we got a new one now that does the same thing. They're GCs.
So he's an inspector?
Well, he's not an inspector. They like help people with their projects, make sure they're
Oh, the one that was in here. Yeah,
but we got another one just like him.
You thought since you just did one?
Get in, get out, and
Yeah,
get
the
paid
third
before
hour's
you come
covered
join
next.
my team.
When I talked to the plumber, he said it's one of the worst jobs he's ever seen.
Where? Friday, we're going to go out and look at
with Bentley Bath.
We're going to look at it.
With the tub, he says
Bentley is not national, Mark.
Okay.
He made.
No, you better make sure on that. It might not even be the same ownership anymore. I haven't looked at it since that day, but I swear to God, when I went to their website, you put in whatever, and it was like every state had vendors. I wonder if these clowns even have garage keepers. They might not even have insurance. That might be why they're not doing anything. They might literally be operating without insurance down there at Springs Auto and Truck Service Center.
And they're going. Remember they were going to try to go to do statewide diesel testing.
Yeah.
There's no way they would even begin to get that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. If that's true.
Thanks, Norstop.
Tom, did you handle Champion already? Angie thought she heard you handle Champion.
Anti-snowing medicine in the U.S. Spray or tablets are available today at Rite Aid and CVS.
He says Deputy Dan was the champion.
Keeping you together.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hey, Sean
Captain
Kennedy,
Obvious
wake up
is what
with
it's called.
Ross Kaminsky mornings at 5 and listen to me every afternoon at 1 on Denver's talk station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Have a couple lines open. You can get right through.
Someone sent me a link to a rip-off report on Springs Auto and Truck Service Center.
What did it say?
Well, basically they sold them a fuel pump because they had a fuel leak. They get home, it's still leaking fuel. They bring it back. One of the clamps wasn't tight. They never needed the fuel pump, and they refused to do anything for them. It seems like they don't take criticism very well down there at Springs Auto and Truck Service Center. But we're running a full background check on the manager and a full background check on the owner's name we just got. Hopefully we have that by tomorrow when we have the video released with all the evidence.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Well, Dave wants to talk about a stucco contractor. And then I want to ask people their definition of news when we start the second hour. Do you think marital affairs are news?
If it is someone...
Extramarital affairs.
If it's someone, for example, a preacher that holds himself high and above, I would say yes. Ted Haggart comes to mind.
Okay. What about a politician?
If they hold themselves holier than thou, then yes. If not,
but why?
no.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I think if they hold themselves I've been married 30 years, and that's why you should vote for me, and I'm a Christian man, and I am this and that and everything else, and you find out it was all BS just to get the vote, then I think it's a problem. How about you?
I think that it's weird. I think it can go either way. But there's some news happening in Denver about an extramarital affair that I wasn't going to talk about it at all, but the reason I am is because...
Is it juicy?
Yes, and also I'm seeing it pop up now in multiple places.
The same story?
Yes, and somebody asked, and I don't know why they asked me why I did not talk about it, and for some reason they thought that I was holding back or something.
I don't even know what
I never
you're
talk
talking
about
about.
that. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll expose the whole thing. That's all I can say in the next hour. It's for some a very well-known person.
How about if you had an employee that was cheating on their spouse?
Would you fire them?
Yeah.
Could you fire? Well, first of all, in Colorado, you can fire people for anything.
Yeah. I had one. His name was Robert years ago, and I didn't like the fact he was cheating on his wife.
You could assume that because of that, they are cheaters.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I thought. I said, if he can do this to someone he actually took vows with, why wouldn't he rip me off? I'm not saying he did, but I'm just saying that's what went through my mind.
I found out somebody was cheating one time on his wife, and I told him, you have 3 days to tell her.
You're kidding me.
No, I wanted him to, I said, you tell her, because I'm a friend of hers and yours, and I don't want to ever be in a position of covering something up, and I'm literally covering something up.
You got to tell me how that ended up next hour, too.
That's a true story. I said, and he worked for me. And I said, I cannot be a party to a cover-up. And he says, well, you're not really covering up. I says, no, I am. Because she'd often say, hey, how's everything going? And, hey, so-and-so's acting strange. Is anything going on at work? And if I know something's up and I know he's cheating, I felt terrible saying, oh, no, everything seems normal. So I said, you have 3 days to do it.
And you were friends with both of them?
Yes. And he did not do it. And you want to know why he didn't do it? He wanted me to tell her.
What?
Because he didn't know how. He literally wanted me to do it. And I ended up doing it. I believe it was in my kitchen.
So he wanted out.
Yeah. Yep. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We'll talk about that only because I'd like to know when it's news. Dave, what's going on with you?
Hey, Tom, doing great.
What's happening? I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
Well, I've just got a ethical dilemma here. I hired a stucco contractor to coat one of my rental properties in stucco rather than repainting, and it's not my first rodeo, so we haggled on terms, and like you guys deal with all the time, he wanted money up front, and anyway, we ended up striking a deal where I'd pay him half when he was half done and the other half when he was all done.
Okay.
And in order to get that done, his supplier for the building materials wanted a joint check agreement with me.
I get it.
Which I signed, was no problem. And so I paid him half when he was half done and the other half when he was all done, and I made the check out, to both parties.
That's right.
Well, I find out now after the fact that he fraudulently endorsed the check by signing the ABC Supplies name to it, presented it
and took all the money. Now you're facing a lien.
I'm not. They haven't threatened to lien my property because I abided by the agreement.
Okay, then you stay tuned. I want to come back to this. This is a very interesting problem. Let's talk about it. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. When is news news? When does it matter to you? We'll talk about that and more. 303-713-8255. Stick around for more and call with any problem you may have. You can get right through 303-713-TALK.
Tune in to the Mortgage Doctor, Saturdays at 4 p.m.
Who is it? Who's the one you're talking about?
On here, it's the Potter's House Church.
The preacher? Holy moly.
Big.
I totally did not know that when I saw the preacher. Well, you guys go there, right?
I was. Not anymore.
Oh, my God. Do you know the woman? I mean, is it a Guaranteed thing?
Oh my God, it's made. Look, this is what I don't understand. This is a newspaper doing an article. Look at it. It's major. This is the Christian Post doing a story. I mean, a big story.
It's good that their newspaper like that is doing it, because it shows them that
the World News Daily is doing it. World Net Daily, they're doing it. It's major news. CBN is doing a story. The 700 Club, they're doing a story.
News Radio. I'm Lisa Carter. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn now faces an investigation by the Defense Department's Inspector General.
Flynn looks dirty.
What's that?
Flynn looks dirty.
Oh God, he does look dirty. Are you kidding? They're lucky they got rid of him as quick as
I
they
can't
did.
believe a military guy would have done what, if that's actually true. It wasn't that much money.
It's always the money,
10
brother.
grand?
Yeah, but when you're in the, no, I don't know how much this guy makes. I don't know.
He was a general.
Oh, so he had some coin.
Plus he was retiring. He was on retirement, and he was doing consulting. He had a consulting company.
Let's see here.
It was something Republicans would not predict when a vote will
Sure.
But, so Trump did right by firing him.
and preserve protections for people with pre-existing conditions. An earlier GOP healthcare bill went down in flames last month amid opposition from both conservative and moderate Republicans. 2 American service members have been killed in a raid on an ISIS target in eastern Afghanistan. A Pentagon spokesman says they died overnight in combat. The location is near the spot where the U.S. dropped its largest ever non-nuclear bomb earlier this month. President Trump vows to terminate NAFTA unless he can renegotiate a deal that is more fair to the U.S. In a White House photo op today, Trump saying,
"We're going to give renegotiation a good, strong shot."
Renegotiation with the leaders of Canada and Mexico. The sweeping free trade deal was negotiated in the 90s. Trump called NAFTA a horrible deal for the U.S. Sometimes the Disneyland ride is made into a movie, and sometimes movies get on the ride.
Think of who's in. Oh, okay, I know. I can't search that one. I know who I can search.
Pirates of the Caribbean ride. The 5th installment of the Pirates movie series, Dead Men Tell No Tales, opens next month. You're listening to the latest from Independent News.
Is brought to you by One New GNC. Showers and thunderstorms this afternoon with a high of 56. Tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 34. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 51. Saturday, snow moves in, we'll have a high of 37.
Balance starts at your center. Find it at GNC. Save 20% when you buy 2 and 30% when you buy 3 on select vitamins, fish oil, probiotics, and herbs. Change begins here. Don't miss out. Sale ends May 3rd. Hashtag OneNewGNC.
Oh, I know.
I'm getting a total knee replacement. Well, some might consider this thought less than rational, because knee replacement is major surgery with all the problems and risks of bleeding, infections, and more. So, if you have pain caused by an arthritic knee and you want a solution other than surgery, you're not alone. But the key to getting relief for knee arthritis is finding the correct treatment sooner rather than later. The Osteo Relief Institute is on the forefront of medically proven solutions that are allowing thousands to cancel or delay the knee replacement surgery they were told they needed. Laser-guided video imaging with an all-natural FDA-approved joint cushioning therapy, the Osteo Relief method can put the spring back in your step. Thousands have provided their knee arthritis pain at the Osteo Relief Institute. Osteo Relief. 578 knees, you could be paying for
Well, that story on the Potter's House, March 23rd, it came out.
Call them right now at 303.
It's really come out now.
5919. That's 303-386-5919 or online at artofgranite.net.
You attract the wife.
American Residential Lending. Are you tired of paying high interest rates on your mortgage? In all
He's got an attractive wife.
your fixed rate mortgage for 3% with an APR of 3.328%. You heard me right, 3% with an APR of 3.328%. Call American Residential Lending toll free at 844-922-1100. 844-922-1100.
Separate from his wife.
BestLoansColorado.com. That's BestLoansColorado.com. For low rates, call 844-922-1100.
Loan assumptions, $300,000 loan amount rate and term refinance on an owner-occupied single-family residence. Maximum LTV 80% with no subordinated financing. Minimum FICO score of 720. Monthly principal and interest rate $2,072. Total of all payments $375,165. Not all applicants will qualify. Rate subject to change without notice. Programs are not available in all areas. American Residential Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1359704. MLO NMLS number 17581.
You're unique, so why's your mattress one size fits all? It's Joe Pags here talking about Helix Sleep. Helix builds custom mattresses shipped right to your door for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and they'll build you a mattress. Just for you. I went and did it, went to the website, got our Helix mattress, and my wife and I both love it. Shipping is free. You're going to have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/talkradio. Get $50 towards your new.
So you're going to go with Cray America?
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job.
That'll work. Why not, right?
That's right.
I can't believe these newspapers, they put the picture of the woman in that he's cheating with.
Are you kidding?
And her first and last name and everything.
That's not right.
No, honest to God, they did. I mean, they put everything in there.
No, it's not right.
How did they find out?
The wife turned them in.
The wife did a mass text to the church.
How many people are you talking? Like a big flock? I mean, she hit everybody in there?
Oh, gosh.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. You can get help, information, referrals. All you have to do is call. We've been doing it for nearly 40 years, proving ourselves every day by getting directly involved in solving problems. No one else can do it, not like us. And we have the track record to prove it. All you have to do is call. I have to tell you that this is all we do day in and day out. All you have to do is avail yourself. 303-MARTINO around the clock, 303-627-8466. Hey, we are going to take your calls, your problems, your complaints. All you have to do is call. What happens when you have a problem with a contractor? You can call us. We not only get involved in advice and information, but we get to the heart of the problem. And then we warn you about people that we should get the word out about. We also like to tell you about good people. Dave has a stucco job, and he said he did a stucco job, paid half when it was half done. He was supposed to pay half when it was over, and he made out a joint check to the stucco contractor and the supplier. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so what happened?
So
he forged the supplier's name?
That's right.
That's a crime. Did you turn him in? Did the supplier turn him in?
So I've been contacted by the attorney from ABC Supply, and for an attorney, he's a reasonable guy, and I provided him copies of the both canceled checks, both sides. So they're now.
They should have this contractor arrested for forgery.
Yep, and they may. They're now going after the bank that accepted the check and cashed it that obviously shouldn't have.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
what's the name of the? What's the name? How much was the check?
The total contract was $23,000.
How much was the check that he forged?
Half of that.
So the first payment?
He forged them both. That's why the supplier hadn't been
Then why
paid.
did you say half of that?
I'm sorry, you're right. They're both fraud.
So he fraudulently or he forged two checks equal to $23,000.
That's right.
That's a lot. That's a felony.
I don't know that the stucco supplier, ABC Supply, is gonna try to go after him and or try to get the.
So they don't care about being paid?
Well, I mean, they do. Right now they think from what I understand from their attorney, they think their easiest course of action is what Mark just said, the bank, right? That's where they're going, rather than pursuing the stucco contractor. And that's kind of the point of my call. I feel like I did everything right. This to this point isn't costing me anything other than it just bothering me a little bit. So I guess a couple questions is, one, did I mess up anywhere in the process? And then two, I feel like I'm kind of wanting to help the attorneys from ABC Supply because I feel like they've been harmed in this process. And
What's the name of What's the name of the stucco contractor?
Gonzalez, Stone, and Stucco.
And does he have a big name around Gonzalez? I mean, I don't know anything about him. Gonzalez, Stone, and Stucco. Is he a one-man operation or what?
No, they've got a pretty decent storefront and reputation from what I can glean. I felt like I did my due diligence before I hired them and in terms of looking at their projects. And
did he ever pay for the stucco? Or the whatever? Did he pay for the material?
No, that's the whole problem. The supply company has not been paid. So they're out the cost of the material that's on my property. And they're not trying to lien my property, which somebody said, earlier could have happened, because I think I can prove that I've paid the bill, and that's the way you get out of a lien is prove a payment.
Sometimes it depends. It has to be your primary residence. You have to have a contract. You have to prove payment in full, and then there are certain ways you can get out of it. Yes. Yeah.
So to this point, they're not coming at me to try to lien, or it's not costing me anything other than I'm angry.
Have you talked to Gonzalez?
Yeah, he's now gone, radio silent. So you call him, he doesn't pick up his phone, he doesn't return messages, and the supply company and their attorneys telling me the same thing, that, it's just...
Well, we got to put the word out. Do you have a photo of this guy?
Do I have a photo of him? No, I don't have a photo of him.
What's his first name?
Andres.
Okay. Andres Gonzalez. Stone and Stucco.
His last name is Ledesma. Ledesma.
Ledesma?
Yep.
And then he just named it Gonzalez?
Yeah, one of his partners in the company's last name is Gonzalez.
And Andres is the one who forged it, do you know?
I don't know. He's the one I personally presented the checks to, so I'm just connecting those dots, assuming so, but I don't know.
And it's Ledesma?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm looking him up, but man, so this guy sounds like a clown to me.
I really appreciate your guys' show. Where did I blow this?
I don't think you did. I don't think you blew it.
Well, my God, the guy counterfeited it, or he forged it. What were you going to do?
Well, it seems to me the only thing I could have done maybe was to call the supplier and verify payment or receipt of, that they had been paid before I presented the second half of the payment.
What is his phone number? Is it 303-815-5633?
No, it's area code 719.
Because Denver Stucco and Stone, I don't want to, because he's called Gonzalez Stucco and Stone, but I have a Denver Stucco and Stone that came up when I searched him. I'm not saying that's them or not, but...
no, it's actually, their website is GonzalezStucco.com, Gonzalez.
Gonzalez Stucco.
Phone number is 719-355-0925.
09 what?
25.
And they don't answer?
No, it goes right to voicemail. Occasionally you get the message that his mailbox is full.
Oh, man. I'll bet you he's done it to other people.
Well, that's part of why I was calling was, like you guys are great at doing, just...
We'll try to track him down. And I see their website. It's too bad. I'm glad we're warning people. But there are look, he's not the only clown out there, and there'll be 5 more to take his place.
I got the job done. I'm honestly happy with the end result. It's just the suppliers got...
Sounds like he got just hard up for money, man.
So he actually did a good job.
Yeah, I've had other people look at it now after the fact, and they've all said that the quality is there. It's we're not going to have any problems with it. You never know in Colorado with expansive soils and whatnot.
I got a picture of him, bingo, and it says he previously worked at IHOP.
Well,
it says owner of Gonzalez Stucco, Colorado Springs.
Yep, that sounds right.
And he did have Gonzalez plastering, and he worked at IHOP. And it says he went to San Diego State University and California State University, and he's got all kinds of information about himself here. He was named as Best of 2015 in some publication.
Yeah, that stuff's all on his website.
Yep. Well, you know what? I might reach out to him here. He's on LinkedIn. Andres Ledesma.
That's it.
Okay. Well, we'll take it from here and try to find him. I need your information. Leave it with Suzanne. People, it's very important we put the word out about people like this. This is very critical to keep you from making the same problem. Jim, what about you?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Well, I got a problem with, I think it's a division of Home Depot. They go by Home Depot Outdoors. Anyway, I contracted with them to put up siding on my house, and that was last August. And to be fair, they said it might be, few weeks before they get to it. Well, it's been 8 months. Anyway, I called early in March, said I really need this done by the 1st of April. My house has cedar on the outside, and birds like it when they nest, and that's April. Anyway, they finally set up a date of April 24th and to deliver the materials on the 21st.
Did they do it?
They delivered the material, and then Monday on the 24th, I waited and waited and waited, and nothing. Nobody showed up.
Now, what do they call themselves? Home Depot what?
Outdoors.
I never heard of that.
I didn't. I thought, well, at first it was just Home Depot. But
do they have the same looking, trademark or logo or anything?
No, I was at Home Depot in Evergreen with my fiance, and there was a guy there that was asking if anybody needed any siding or roofing or whatever, and he was part of Home Depot, had a desk and everything. And I said, it's funny. I said, yeah, I'm looking for siding. And so he came out, measured the house.
Well, where does it stand right now? I don't want to go through all this pain and misery. Where does it stand right now? What about the guy? What's happening?
Nobody will call me back, and they've got $4,500 of mine from last August.
That's what, from last August. You said it was supposed to start in April of this year. You paid them back in August for April of this year?
Yeah, they were supposed. I wanted the job done last September.
Are they still at wherever you met them, that office, the desk? Is it still there?
He was actually in Home Depot, you say?
They were physically in Home Depot.
Are they still there, though, that person?
I haven't.
Who did you make the check out to?
He's got his own. Apparently, he goes around to all Home Depots and lines up their crews to do jobs like that. And if you call their main office, which is in Atlanta, they answer the phone, Home Depot, and they're quite familiar with my project. I mean, I've talked to them, quite a few times. And the problem is the coordinator, who I didn't know until a few days ago was in Atlanta, was trying to get a hold of somebody up here in Colorado, and after a bunch of frustrating calls, she said that nobody was returning
Listen, did you contact Home Depot itself?
Well, yeah.
What does Home Depot say?
Well, that's Atlanta, and I can give you their phone number, and you can talk to them too.
What about the store where the guy was set up a desk? What happened to them? What did they say?
Oh, he's not at that store. His division does contract jobs.
What does that mean?
That means I don't know. All I know is I've got a bunch of thousands of dollars worth of siding material in my backyard.
And Home Depot helped do it, in my opinion.
Oh, big time. That's what I'm not understanding. Does this guy have a relationship with Home Depot, or did he just set up a desk outside of there? I don't get it.
No, he is an employee of Home Depot.
Oh, man, then I don't see how they get out of this.
I don't either.
And how do you know he's an employee?
Send us the information.
Do you have a check you made out? I want to see a check. Do you have the canceled check?
I probably,
Who'd you make it out to?
Wait. You better have a canceled check. What do you don't have a canceled check?
No, I do. In fact, all right, here, when I signed the contract, that also came with a Home Depot credit card.
All right, I want to see all of it, okay? We will help you. Did you hear me? We will help you. But you got to get us the stuff. Suzanne, this I need. I need this stuff. Also, Dave, we need Dave's information too. Man, we got a lot of ripoffs we can help with. We got to get on this stuff. Do I owe you a break, Angie? Am I this much overtime because we had so many lying, cheating, scumbag ripoffs? We'll be right back.
Wow. There's a lot of scumbag motherfuckers. Can you believe that?
I can't get over this one.
Which one?
This Home Depot one. I bet. Who the hell did he write the check
Mark,
out?
I'll walk into a goddamn Home Depot and say, he was right here on the desk. Where is he now?
That's right. Let's see who he made the check out to.
I'm sure he wasn't an employee.
Concerned across the metro area.
I mean, he's a contractor.
I want to see who he made that check out to more than anything.
Why does this page keep fucking reloading, for God's sakes?
Tonight, rain continues, a low of 32. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain, cool, a high of 51. Right now, cloudy skies.
I'm
mile high
Gonzalez.
city,
I'm putting him on the sleeve for big.
With the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-House.
You know, by all indications, this is not a regular practice of this guy.
Online services to renew your license.
Which one? The forgery? He was probably hard up for cash for another job. He got behind the 8 ball and decided no one will ever know.
Then he said he did good work, so that's a plus. But this guy isn't out anything, right?
No, but it sucks.
303-295-6022, 4800 Washington Street. It's a big, ugly warehouse. Not big on frills, but big on the thrills of savings. Even contractors go there. Buy and build beats big box prices every day. Buy and build, 4800 Washington Street, 303-295-6022.
Mother's Day is coming soon, and breakfast in bed may be nice, but why not give her something to enjoy all year long? Like gorgeous, lively hair from Ovation Cell Therapy. Hey, it's Angie, the producer from The Michael Brown Show. Seriously, I love my Ovation hair, and so will Mom, Grandma, sisters, daughters, pretty much every mom you know. Now, my hair is thick, shiny, and really boosted my confidence. Ovation's breakthrough treatment can't be found in any other hair care line, and it's been clinically proven to deliver real results. Who wouldn't want thicker, stronger, and ultimately longer, visibly healthier hair? This year, give Mom the gift of healthy, revitalized hair with the 5-piece Mother's Day gift set. This includes Ovation's Color Therapy Shampoo, hair and scalp treatment, and more. It's priced to save you about 50%. That's so low, you can get one for all the moms in your life and one for yourself, too. Go to ovationhair.com and buy now before they sell out.
I also left
Hey, how the survey at checkout. There's nothing to lose. Guaranteed or your money back. That's ovationhair.com and select K-How at checkout.
Did you know that most
ABC Supply, you called it?
air ducts? At B's Air Duct Cleaning, they clean the entire
I don't remember.
Selected air furnace and air conditioner.
Home Depot Outdoors is what.
No, this one was Gonzalez.
So call B's Air Duct Cleaning for a complete HVAC system cleaning and get half off your AC tune-up. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone. Again, on your cell phone, and say keyword dirty ducts. That's pound 250, keyword dirty ducts. You'll have an option of receiving an auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Join us every Sunday at 9 a.m. for This Dream House. We discuss all the different ways to make your current home into your dream home. I'm host Kevin Draco, and each week I'll invite special guests in to talk about all the different ways to make your dream house come true. That's Sundays at 9 a.m. on 630 KHOW.
Why does stepping foot into a car dealership have to be so painful, right? Why do we have to practice saying things like, I'm just looking for, what's your lowest price? Why can't somebody just let us take our time and listen to what we really want? Well, guys, it's Dave Logan, and I'm here to tell you there's a better way. It's been right in our backyard since 1993. Experience one price, one person, 1 hour, and 0 dealer handling fees, just like I did. at Colorado's own Shop BMW. Learn more at shopbmw.com today.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHAL. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHAL.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a smooth, clean shave. But you're tired of paying $32 for new blades. Stop messing around with those generic razors and start shaving with Harry's for half the price. Harry's is so confident in the quality of their blades, they'll send you their most popular shave set, shaving cream and post-shave balm for free when you cover shipping, a total value of $20. Just go to harrys.com now and enter code 1138 at checkout to redeem your shave set. That's harrys.com, code 1138.
Overshot at $1,000 now. Text the word BILLS to 200-200. You'll receive a confirmation text. Standard message and data rates apply. That's BILLS to 200-200.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome. Well, we got this guy. By the way, he is on LinkedIn if people want to go on and send him a message. The more people that know, the better. This guy forged checks totaling more than $20,000. His name is Andres Ledesma, Gonzalez Stone and Stucco. He had Gonzalez plastering before this. He likes the name Gonzalez. His name is Andres Ledesma. He also worked at IHOP. So that's his resume. And if you want to hire somebody for stucco, watch out. Now, here's what's weird. The homeowner got a good job. And the homeowner got a complete job. So really, he didn't rip off the homeowner. He ripped off the supplier. But would you want someone like that working on your place?
No, and who knows? I mean, stucco, if it looks good today, does that mean the job was done good later?
I don't know, but it's only a matter of time where people without ethics just cave in. 303-713-8255. Ben, welcome. What's happening? Ben?
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
A quick question, Tom. I was hoping you could give me some advice. I have a divorce case that I want to transfer from one county in Colorado to Adams County.
Why do you want to was it filed in another county?
Originally, it was filed in Adams,
Why?
and then we transferred it to Fremont.
Okay, why'd you transfer it? Did you both move?
Correct. I moved to Fremont, and she actually moved out of the state for a time. So now I'm back in Adams County. This is several years ago, and she is up north this way as well. She's not in Adams.
So you never went through with it? You're not divorced?
No, we're divorced. We got divorced in Fremont. We have filed it in Adams, and then the divorce. We went.
I understand.
To court and
so if you're divorced, why do you have to transfer jurisdiction? Is there an item coming up?
Right. Yes. I want to. She doesn't help with child support, and I want to get her to start helping out with some child support.
Do you have full custody?
I believe so. I think she has a little bit of rights, but she really doesn't exercise them. They're with me. We have 4 kids. They're with me all the time.
Was there an original child support order?
Yes, there was original. Yes, there was.
And she never followed through?
Right. Right. She's paid me a little bit here and there, but not really, no.
Well, you know you could take whatever's in the arrears and turn that into a judgment immediately. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, because we went to mediation, we did some other things, so it's pretty confusing for me, and I don't even know where the case stands right now. But yes, originally there was she was supposed to pay me so much a month.
Okay.
Right.
If there was a child support order, it is still in effect. It doesn't go away, okay?
Okay.
If she wants it modified, she has to get it modified. If you want it modified, you have to get it modified. If someone starts making more money, it doesn't automatically get modified, okay?
Okay.
So, whatever she was ordered to pay you, you multiply that out by how many months you did not get paid. And then what you do is you get an attorney and you file for a judgment. And you immediately get a judgment and then start collection. Does this woman own anything?
Not really, no, Tom.
Is she a complete deadbeat?
She just has a lot of, I think, she's pretty confused, and she just...
So she doesn't work?
She works, but I think, Tom, honestly, and I didn't realize this, I think she's dealing with some mental health issues.
Okay, well, she may not be capable of earning money.
Right.
And if that's the case, you'll get a judgment. That'll be fine, but she could probably modify child support and not pay anything in the future, possibly. I'm just saying that's possible. So the best thing you can do right now is get an attorney to file for contempt and to turn the arrears child support into a judgment. It's automatically a judgment. It's not going to take a lot to do that.
Okay, my concern was just having the money to afford an attorney, because I could use some help with this.
Yeah, but there are no free attorneys for divorce.
I understand.
But you can get one to work with you. Now, what choice do you have? Now, if you get an attorney to work with you, I don't think an attorney's going to work with you if there's no hope of collecting anything.
Well, and here's where it gets a little sticky. You know, she doesn't really help with the child support, but then, you know, she'll show up out of the blue and want to take them for a weekend.
Well,
without even calling in advance, she'll just show up.
You can't deny reasonable visitation, okay?
And I don't, but it's frustrating because
I know.
I never know when she's going to show up or what she's going to do next.
You don't have to do it on a whim like that.
I know. That's why I want to get someone that can help me.
How old are the kids?
Build some structure around this. My oldest is 21 and my youngest is 12.
Well, the 21-year-old he can do what he wants.
Right. And then I have a 19-year-old.
And the 19-year-old can do what he wants or she wants.
Right.
Your only concern right now is the 12-year-old.
And the 16.
And 16. And then the child support in the rears. So what you need to do, listen, start talking to Bonnie Shields. That's what you have to do.
Bonnie Shields?
Yep.
Okay.
Just talk to her. Because she might have a low-price way of doing this, really, because you just have to file a couple motions, and then you can do some legwork.
Okay.
I really
that's what I need. I need her to point me in the right direction.
Just start there. She'll give you an initial consultation, either on the phone or in person, free. Suzanne, isn't it 303-92? Let's see.
It's 303.
Yeah, it's
798-1927.
1927. Right. 798-1927.
Bonnie Shields. Okay.
She's really good. I think you'll like her. Give her a call. 303-713-8255. Listen, one of the things that you'll find Bonnie does too is mediation, which can really, really help when it comes to, when it comes to trouble.
And save you a ton of money, too.
By the way, approval reverse mortgage is an option for you if you're looking for a mortgage, you're 62 or older, and you have a lot of equity or your house is paid off. But remember this, it will eat up equity quite rapidly. Now, not as bad as when the interest rates are really high, but it still will. But some people don't care. They need the money for home improvements or an emergency, or they want a line of credit, and that doesn't eat up anything. It's just a line of credit right now. But give her a call if you want the truth about reverse mortgages. Reverse mortgages, here's where you call. 303-771-3528. 771-3528. The website is approvalreverse.com.
Yep, take 20 minutes to save up to 20% or more. That looks good.
What was that? Oh.
Go to your favorite yoga class.
And then I got that one there too.
Fantastic ways to keep us healthy and
That doesn't sound anything like the other ones, does it?
What do you mean?
They say take 15 minutes to save up to 15%. Well,
you love to do.
what are you saying? Take 20 minutes to save up to 20%. I wanted to come up with something a little original. We should have said, take 14 minutes to come up with 16% savings.
And is fellowship trained to be an expert on foot and ankle.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So it rotates.
Yeah, whatever. I got several different ones.
I like it up top too, honestly. I think it looks fun.
And I called them, and there is a way to get the...
On which one?
Sure.
Yes, I already set the meeting up. It's on your calendar as well. You might be a couple emails behind. We have a meeting with them on the 4th. May 4th. But it looks
that
good.
one card that gave me a hard time about, remember my auto payment was late? And they marked me late. They just gave me a credit increase without asking. I don't understand.
So that was automatic payment they screwed up, right?
Yeah, but they didn't admit it. They still taking my credit. Where's the Jeff's email?
No, I'll go grab you one real quick. I didn't bring one up because
You don't have to do
they
that.
weren't cold. So I just was like, I don't know. But I can go grab you one.
If you don't want to, it's okay.
I can. But listen,
I
this
could
is a
also
curious
run down.
call.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, line 3. Mary, landlord decided to sell the house, gave plenty of notice. Now they're starting to show the house. Mary's been sick with a fever, the flu, whatever. And now, so when they scheduled to show the house, Mary's like, I'm in bed sick. No one can come here while I'm sick. Now the landlord is pissed, threatening to evict her. I did because I thought it was...
She's on lease right now?
Yeah, I thought it was easy enough.
She can't even force her to show the
According
house.
to this is what they cited to her in her lease. But I did for both of you, Mark and Tom, because it was simple enough. I sent you the go-between between her and
I'm
the
reading it
property
right now.
manager, and I don't know if she's being difficult or
By
not.
reasonable means, all reasonable, that's all reasonable. It's not reasonable when you're fucking sick.
That's what I think too.
I do too. When
But
you go
she-
down there, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
In my black suitcase,
Okay.
there's a flap. It's not the zipper, but the flap.
Mhm.
There's some glass. My black glasses are there.
Yeah, she only wants
You see glasses
24 hours
on-
notice.
Yes, just bring them up. Any
This
glasses.
is ridiculous.
Okay, you're like
This
prescription
landlord's an
glasses,
asshole.
not sunglasses.
Right.
Right.
Only
Okay.
because my one eye, I
Actually,
gotta
that's
get
fairly
it.
common.
It's starting to
There's
blur.
others in there to get
The
24
organic
hours.
eye is starting to blur.
And it's not unreasonable.
Okay.
It's so perfect.
Let me go grab that for you
I
while
have
we're
to
on
get
break.
my other eye done. I gotta call and get it.
Mark, do you think the tenant's being unreasonable?
No, I think the landlord...
Not if she's not.
She's
Not if
like,
it's-
I
Is
just...
it passive
Unless
aggressive?
she's been sick for the last 10
No,
times.
she says it's been the past week. She's been sick. When
Hey,
they started
she's got
showing.
the
How much
flu.
time do I have?
You know what I do? I'd let the buyers come in and just cough all
We get
over.
the best select,
Just under 2 minutes.
up to 24% off.
That's what I think you should do, Dan.
What's that?
You need to go check out and make sure she's really got the flu. Give her a big, fat, wet kiss. And if you start coughing, we'll buy it.
I'm gonna be 64
When?
in September. 64.
Way a long time ago.
I don't feel like 60.
You never feel your age.
As you should.
Well, that's not true. Some people
Some people feel old.
I can't believe I'm 44. I find that just unbelievable. Actually, I'm not. I always forget my age. I'm 45 now. I'm mid-40s.
They have them at noon and 5:30, and you can
Mark,
call
you don't
find out
understand
more
how
at
it feels to be over 60.
720-580.
Because I never thought it was gonna happen.
That's 720-580.
Yeah, but you don't look over 60.
Well, it doesn't matter.
You
It's
don't
still,
act
you
over
still
60.
are.
When you
And
say
you know,
the age, it sounds old.
Here's the point.
Yeah, it
I
does.
remember when they were saying your retirement you can take at 59 and a half, and I used to think that's fucking forever.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to think like, I don't want to put that money away.
And now you're deciding whether or not to pull Social Security, or a lot of people are
Oh, I
at
won't,
60
I won't never pull. I'll keep Social Security as long as I can.
until you're 70. What's the latest you can pull?
70 doesn't get any more, doesn't get any higher after 70.
Oh, yeah, actually,
At its best.
I can take it at 60.
since you maxed, I guarantee you maxed your 10-year look back. So is there even a difference for you between 64 and 70?
66 it is.
Oh, yes. It still goes up.
It still goes up if you wait.
Yes.
Even if
At
you max
66,
max.
at 66, I can make as much as I want and get $3 grand a month.
Yeah, okay.
So it's an endorsement.
But it's 66. But that's right, it's an endorsement.
I ain't gonna live off it.
it'd be a hell of a change of life.
You should be like Trump and give it away.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. I want to get right to the phones, okay? Okay, this thing I was talking about cheating and making news, it's the Potter's house in Denver. Now, by the way, I'm wondering why it made news. I don't know when affairs become news, but the pastor there, very popular pastor, Chris Hill, wonderful speaker, very energetic, he was accused of an extramarital affair. He hasn't denied it. And he left his wife. and she put out a text to a bunch of people in the church, and there was a big ruckus. And by the way, he's leaving his wife, and it made news. It was on the Christian Broadcasting News, the ChristianPost.com. It was on all kinds of websites, including World Daily Net or World Net Daily or something, which does a lot of other kind of stories. I'm just shocked that it's making news. Now, I'm not saying that it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying I'm surprised that an extramarital affair, and not only that, Mark, but in the story, okay, Bishop T.D. Jakes, you know, he has a show on the Gannett, it's not Gannett anymore, it's Tegna, on Channel 9 locally and other affiliates around the country. He has a show, a talk show in the afternoon, and T.D. Jakes, he's, they call him Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he was the one that started the Potter's House and appointed Chris Hill here. And a lot of people go there. It's a big, giant church.
Man, he's a preacher, though. What's he doing having an affair?
Well,
that seems
okay.
pretty bad.
But here's the deal. Why did it make news, do you think? And not only did it make news, but here's what shocks me. They mention T.D. Jakes. He has nothing to do with that affair. They say, every time they mention it, they say T.D. Jakes of the Potter's House, you know, and his protege, Pastor Chris Hill. Okay, maybe that's why, because they're saying, you know, this is a little knock on T.D. Jakes, who knows. But then this is what I find shocking. Do you see this one cover story for the Christian Post? They literally put the name and the picture of the woman and her husband who he's cheating with. And then next to them, a picture of Chris Hill and his wife. I mean, it's like the Inquirer. But this is the Christian Post. It's a newspaper, and it says, Shernay McFarland left, the woman at the center of the alleged affair with her husband, poses with her husband. This poor guy is in this photo with his wife, and then it's a split screen, and then it's Chris Hill and his wife, and then it shows the wedding pictures of the girl that he cheated with, and then it shows, I mean, it's just because Chris Hill married them, and it shows Chris Hill between them, like in their wedding pictures. It's just very sordid. Now, it's very interesting reading. You know, it's a lot of emotion and a lot of controversy.
He called the cops on her, too.
Right, because she yelled at him.
That's right, and the cops didn't do anything.
Well, the cops said that what she did was not a crime.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. She's upset. She found out this guy had been having an affair.
She threw his clothes in the hot tub.
Empty hot tub.
Right, and they said that was not a crime. But anyway,
do you really don't think it should be news, or you're just?
I know.
You seem amazed that it is. Ted Haggart was everywhere. National news.
But that's different because
why? Because he was gay?
No, because he was he was doing drugs and he was breaking the law.
Yeah, that's true.
In other words, he was a criminal.
I forgot it was a male prostitute.
Yeah,
you're right.
He was buying prostitution. Then he had illegal drugs, buying illegal drugs, and that was a crime. You know, that was like found
you're right.
If a church guy was found embezzling or something, I don't know why the affair is news. I mean, I think the guy should be taken off the pulpit and all that, but I was shocked that it made news. And frankly, I was shocked that a lot of Christian organizations covered it as news. And maybe they want to distance themselves. I mean, as well they should. And you know what's funny is the Potter's House is actually a pretty cool church. It really is. And it really saddens me that it happened, obviously. But I want to know from people if you think it's news. If your priest or your minister or your pastor had an extramarital affair or an affair at all, do you think it's news? Mark, do you think this is news?
Because he is a pastor, I do think it's news. Yes, I do. If it was a newscaster, for example, I wouldn't think it's news.
He's a pastor of a 7,000-member church.
You know, it says here she texted every single member what was going on. Wow.
Well, I can't see how she could do 7,000 people, but maybe...
That's what it says.
And it's just amazing to me. Now, the guy taking his place, by the way, is a wonderful man. But I think it makes people look askance on all of these preachers because there have been so many extramarital affairs, so many of them within the church.
Look what happened to the priest in the Catholic Church over some of them liking boys, if you will.
That became major news, right?
Huge.
Now that is a different story, though, because they were boys, and that was, again, a crime. But if an adult pastor has an affair with a woman, I don't know it's news. I know it's news.
Did he do counseling for couples having issues?
Yes, he did.
Well, okay.
They actually did marital counseling.
So he's two-faced.
They actually did marital counseling. I think the church should be aware of it, but I don't know why Denver or Colorado. I'm just curious.
Because he holds himself out there higher than anybody else. He just said he does counseling for people that are having marital problems. Could you imagine finding out if you went to this counselor that he was actually cheating on his wife? Wouldn't you feel robbed?
Oh, of course I would. But I'm not sure it belongs in the news. I don't know. Maybe it does.
Well, the flock is shaming him.
303-713-TALK. All I did was ask a question. I have to admit I was interested in reading it. Hey, Nancy, you're an attorney, Nancy?
Yes, I am, Tom.
And you want to comment on that child support call. By the way, thank you for doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is, and I do this a lot with people because not everybody can afford a lawyer, and not everybody should have to pay for a lawyer on things that just take their time.
Yes.
So the state of Colorado has a child support enforcement division.
Yes, it
and
does.
This is a wonderful example, I think, of our tax dollars hard at work. And all this guy has to do is you go online, you fill out the forms. There's a $20 fee for it, but if you can't afford it, they'll waive it for you. And then the state will take this. They have lawyers who are employed to work for the division, and they will go pursue enforcement of the child support on his behalf.
Are they pretty aggressive?
Including any arrears. They're very good.
Really?
Personally, I've had lawyers come to me as clients, and they have problems with their exes not being current on their child support. I send them there. Because,
really?
You know what? You should hire a lawyer for things you actually need a lawyer to do. But if this is just your time, why don't you save the money and spend it on your kids, and then, hire a lawyer to fight the battles you actually need to fight? I think they're awesome. Yeah,
Nancy,
and,
thank
free
you.
to negotiate a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, this guy sounds like exactly what this is designed for, because the state takes child support very, very important.
Now, Nancy, I knew there was such a division, but I did not know that they actually, you know what I'm saying, I was a little skeptical, I guess.
No, and these are lawyers who, a lot of the lawyers, who do this have a real dedication and commitment to family law and resolving family law problems.
That's great to know.
And
thank you.
It's the same ones that do like the dependency and neglect cases, so I would not hesitate for a minute if I were in that situation to go that route.
All right, thank you.
How about all the people, this is driving me crazy, how about all the people that either tithed or gave money to this church under these false pretenses that this guy is preaching one thing and literally doing something else? How about refunds?
Well, the church itself, Mark, is still going on. You know what I'm saying? And
it infuriates me the more I think about it.
And they had a lot of programs to help the poor and different things, so I don't think the whole church is counterfeit.
Would you feel a little taken giving money to someone to find out he's not who you thought he was?
Well, yeah, if I gave it to him. But if I gave it to the church and the church has a bunch of programs, the part, I guess, that was used to pay him, I guess I'd feel that way. Yeah, I would. Chan is on the phone now, and he identifies himself as a former pastor. And you were exposed?
Correct, Tom. It was 2005. Small town in Texas, which amplified everything. And I was a pastor at a Baptist church, the largest Baptist church in town.
Could you hang on, Chan? I would love to talk to you, see if it made news, but I do have to take this break.
What's this guy's name? I don't see anything on it. I want a refund of all that money I got.
Because you said put it down where you bought dinners for it.
I think I found this thing right here. I think I found it. Where is God? Where was the church? Reverend Chad Chandler, the 33-year-old pastor of East Waynesville. Oh, this is North Carolina. He was escorted off the church. You know, just the fact he's a
Didn't you feel kind of burned, though? Church right now. Did? You don't know that church? Yeah. To celebrate 25% larger. Yep. I don't think you might not be the only one. They're giving you a free spaghetti and meatballs to take home. So maybe grab is now they're able to eat today. I have a sleep apnea. Right. Let's see what you got. What I'm saying, really, I'm a Catholic priest. They got me and Matt. Cover up for the dishes. Absolutely. That's what got me more than anything. And they didn't know what to do. They were like, but you don't switch them to another church. That's what gets us. Seriously, sleep test. I went to sleep, and then I went back to a provider. I'm sure it didn't happen very much at all. I was no support. Never happened to me. Are you sure? I'm sure. You're positive. Unless I had a dream back there that's all covered up. Some of those kids think they totally forgot about it. And some of those kids know the money case. That's 8480 Sleep treatment solution. Drink some water the wrong way. Oh my God, I haven't done that forever. So I say we get an attorney, then I'll find a doctor we can go to. And we'll prove that when you were an altar boy, something funky went down. Oh, listen to that. I'm going to pass on that one. Listen. Yes, listen to this. I heard you forged checks. He says, yes, it's true. We will pay them as soon as our bounty hunter finds the contractor that did not pay us. When we had to pay employees, and we paid them the first payment and have not paid them the second yet, but we will soon as we get 10 grand. It's not like we pocket the money. No, but I believe paying employees is most important. Huh. You know what? Just because the guy answered with that, I'm not sure. I think he's going to pay him back. What contract is he talking about? He was the one that the roofing for the supplier. So he's saying he had to do it to make payroll. Oh, this is for the old guy from Home Depot. Yeah, what an interest. No, the stucco guy. This is the stucco guy. The supplier had the check. Or he wrote the check to the supplier, this guy, Casper. He's right there on the bank. Now, what does he mean by this? He said, yes, it's true. We will pay them as soon as our bounty hunter finds the contractor that did not pay us. Some contractor didn't pay him. So he didn't have money to make payroll, is what he's saying. See if he'll come on. I'm going to call him. Is this commercial hit home with you? Crick, banjo, chickens. You know, it's amazing to me that he messaged me back. I know, that's what I'm saying. That's a good sign. So just got another one with a guy for a team guy. What is it? All state contractor for the supper job with and all this stuff. Oh, and what happened? I'm not using Sam messed it up today. Something. I don't know. Suzanne just sent some email. Oh, is it? Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So can you believe that I put on some glasses here to read something, and I get a message because we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Why am I wearing glasses if I had that fancy schmancy cataract surgery where they put in a new lens? Because they only put in one, and my organic lens is getting worse and worse as I get older. That's why. As soon as I get that other lens done, both of my eyes will be 20/20 perfect. They will be perfect. That's the point. So I got to get back to Icon to do that. They did one of them. Now I got to get the other one done.
I don't know. I didn't have them both done at the same time. They don't recommend that. Okay, Chan identifies himself as a former pastor, and Chan, do you believe that, did you read about this Chris Hill and Potter's house? First of all,
I did. I read about it this morning.
Do you think it's news?
I don't believe it's news.
But it happened to you.
It did. It did.
Was it news in your Texas town?
It was very much news, not only in my Texas town, but it ran in the papers within a 70-mile radius, and the local news station, the local CBS affiliate in Wichita Falls, Texas, actually interviewed my pastor about the whole thing. It became, it was just amazing that, I mean, I had to deal with it on so many levels. Obviously, when you choose to make a decision like that, as a normal, everyday guy, you have to deal with your own morality. But I was dealing with a very spiritual, I mean, I had some spiritual warfare going on.
So you had the largest one. You said it was one of the largest Baptist church in Texas.
No, in North Texas. It was Calvary Baptist Church in Vernon, Texas. It was a large church. It was, you know. And
now, what happened? Did your wife leave you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it was amicable. The woman I had the affair with is my wife now of 12 years.
Oh, this happened that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Chan, may I ask you something?
Sure, anything.
What happened? Did you start drinking your own Kool-Aid? Meaning this is what I mean. A pastor sometimes has a lot of power or a lot of prestige or a lot of respect, and you start talking to people and counseling people and all of that. Does that get to your head?
Absolutely it does, and that's absolutely what happened. You know, people need to understand, your producer brought up the tithing part.
Yeah.
And, well, you tithe to this guy. Well, technically, no, you didn't tithe to him. You tithe to God, or you tithe to the church body, which represents the bride of Christ. So, I mean,
yeah, but let's face it, it still doesn't feel good. It still doesn't feel good when you have church leaders, you know, not doing stuff. And listen, Chan, you know, that whole tithing thing, by the way, I don't want to get into right now. It's a different conversation. But my God, I mean, I seriously doubt, and I mean this, as much as I love some of the work some of these various peoples do, I doubt that some of these pastors need a $20 million art piece in their lobby, or they have
you're exactly right.
or they have to live, or they have to fly by private jet everywhere. I mean,
you are exactly right.
I'm just, but that's a whole different.
At that point, they become salesmen.
That's a whole different ballgame. I don't even want to talk about that because it pisses me off and gets me sick. But let's talk about this thing about adultery. It happens a lot to pastors, and I just don't know why it happens a lot. That's it. If you had to pick the number one thing that brings them down, it's infidelity.
It is absolutely infidelity, because you are seen as a.
Hello? I'm wondering, are you there?
Yeah, do you still have me,
yes,
sir?
Yes, you're seen as what?
An extreme alpha male. You'd be surprised how many times you're approached. How many times a female would instigate contact with you inappropriately. And it becomes
but here's what I don't understand. If the person is part of your church, okay, and you have an affair, how do you even look that person in the eye when it's over? Like 10 minutes later or a minute later, how do you look her in the eye and say, God bless you? I mean, seriously. No, I mean that sincerely. How do you do that?
No, you're talking about massive spiritual demons that you're fighting. You're standing in the pulpit on Sunday, and you're looking down on her husband and her 2 daughters.
And are you thinking that you didn't do anything wrong, or are you justifying it?
First word. You're literally at that point believing. If you're a true believer, you have no other thought pattern but to believe that you are the worst person on the earth.
Yeah, but you keep going though, and unless did you get caught or did you confess?
No, absolutely, we got caught.
Are you, by the way, are you still in the ministry?
No, I do a lot of mentoring. I've
How's that working out?
Mark, the guy might have changed. You make it sound like, how's that working out? He might have learned a very valuable lesson. You don't know that. Chan, we got to go. If you have anything else to say, you can stick around. We have other callers as well. I'm Tom Martino.
Fighting demons.
Coloradans 62 and older, are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away, and FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse...
Living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
This is Denver's talk station. More with Martino after the news on 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. KHOW, Denver.
ABC News Radio. I'm Lisa Carter. The Defense Department is launching a formal investigation into former
Ted Scott, you know, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, right?
Today, Maryland Congressman
Or his wife.
said the Pentagon
Or his wife.
That's one of the 10 Commandments.
Yep. Shall not have an adultery.
He also blasted the
I mean, really, his only real goal is to try to stand up to this.
Well, like I said, everybody screws up.
How hard it would be to
I
comply
don't think he's saying that
with
was
our
wrong.
requests. Come on, man.
What is this?
That excuse with the White House will not fly.
President Trump fired Flynn amid questions about the conversations he had with Russia's ambassador before Trump.
What is the stock market doing?
Administration officials think the middle class.
Wow, it actually turned. It's up a few
But he's not
points.
making any guarantees. Appearing on ABC's Good Morning America, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said he won't know for sure.
Okay, that did it.
Congress
What was it?
the president's
By unplugging his
The middle class is the top goal. The Trump plan is a broad blueprint calling for deep tax cuts and changes in the complex federal tax code. President Trump, meanwhile, vowing to
It wasn't
pull out
before that,
the
just all of a sudden.
unless he can negotiate a better deal.
Suzanne,
In a
thanks
White
for
House photo op today, Trump said he agreed to try to rework the trade agreement after talking with the leaders of Canada and Mexico.
I like both of these gentlemen very much. They called me, and they said, rather than terminating NAFTA, could you please renegotiate?
The free trade deal was negotiated in the 90s. Getting closer to football, the curtain goes off on the 2017 NFL Draft tonight in Philadelphia. It'll be the first draft to be held outdoors, with the stage erected on the famous Rocky Steps outside the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Barring a trade, the Cleveland Browns get the first pick. 49ers go next, followed by the Chicago Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're listening to the latest from Independence Radio.
This report is brought to you by Colt.
I think Ted's nuts. I'd never go there.
I'd never go. I wouldn't even want to go there.
I don't think I would either. I would like to see the pyramids, but
Like
that's
the climate pyramids. They don't let you do that.
Twice a year, and it's here. Kohl's lowest prices of the season, Wednesday through Sunday.
Well, you guys are going to Cancun. You've been to the ruins already, right? The little pyramids that they got.
God, man, we've been to them numerous times.
Did you ever get to climb them?
Yep, sure did.
Oh, see, when I went there, they had stopped.
Yeah, they closed it a few years back.
And a civil proceeding against
Now, they're pretty wild, thinking those Mayans. They'd sit up on top of those. They'd literally cut a head right off and let it roll down, and the crowd would go ape shit.
That's 429.
You could see the blood from just, 1,000 times of doing it.
Either way, you're entitled to a defense.
It's creepy, man.
That was their sacrifices.
Keep the gods happy, make sure it rains so the crops came in.
That's 429.
And it's so weird if you look at an overview of them, the pictures, they were so well hidden in these little communities. It's crazy.
I have a guy on forward who just gave $18,000 to Gonzalez Stucco, but Gonzalez is supposed to start next week.
And I forward that to you guys. You guys got the email from that.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. This is the only show anywhere of its kind.
Martino, this is the only show anywhere of its kind, the Consumer Troubleshooter Show, where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. Without further ado, I went on LinkedIn and I found the owner of Gonzalez Stucco, or Stone and Stucco. It's Andres Ledesma. And I said in my message, heard you forged 2 checks totaling more than $20,000, and ABC Supply did not get paid for materials. Care to comment? I am investigating for my radio show. And he wrote back. He wrote back. I want to tell you what he said. But first, Eric is calling about Gonzalez Stucco. Eric, what happened with you?
Well, I am not exactly sure yet, because I heard the gentleman before and his issue. So
the gentleman before got the job done completely.
Right.
And said it looked good when
and
it
he
was
said
done.
it looked good. The only thing I was a little suspicious about is that this guy Andreas forged the check for the supply company and cashed it and kept all the money.
Right. So when I heard the previous caller, I texted Andres and said that, we're basically ready to start next week, and he said, great, we'll be there. And so I checked the DVD, and I checked the previous work, and everything seems to they got a best of award down here, and so
okay, where did you get the best of award?
It was either the Gazette or the Independent newspaper, but I went to his office and it was up on the wall. I can't really remember. It was.
And you gave it? Was it the best of forging?
You gave him 18 grand up front?
Yeah, for material, and I needed the scaffolding put up around the house for window replacements and things like that. So.
Here's how he responded. Yes, that is true. We will pay them as soon as our bounty hunter finds the contractor who did not pay us when we had to pay all of our employees. And we paid them out of this payment. And he said, we did not pay them out of the second payment, but we'll soon do that. And it says, we get, as soon as we get the 10 grand. It's not like we pocket the money. No. But I believe paying employees is most important. So what he was saying is he didn't pocket the money, but he believes paying employees is more important than paying the supplier. That's it in a nutshell. I tried to summarize it, but that's what he said. Okay. So at least he responded to me immediately.
Which is a great sign. He's got some flawed logic going on, but it's a good sign.
Well, forging the check was the wrong way to do it. I wrote here, I am not sure I understand. Can we talk? My main goal here is to solve the problem. Maybe I can help you. In other words, get him paid. But so far, listen, you already paid. There's not much you can do about it. Just hope for the best.
Right. Yeah, I met Andres and I met his estimator, and they personality-wise, they seem very much on the up and up. Business-wise, they seem on the up and up. But,
okay.
I just need to be.
Keep us informed, would you?
I will definitely next week.
Okay.
They're supposed to hop on the job.
Good. I want you to keep me informed. That's very important. Michael heard our discussion. I was asking what makes news and why is it news when a pastor has a extramarital affair, or is it news? And there was one at the Potter's House here in Denver, and it made not local newscasts, but it made some online newspapers and Christian publications, and I was curious about it more than anything as to whether people thought it was news or just thought it was juicy gossip. And Michael, what's your comment?
Hi, Tom. The way it was explained to me, I have a good friend who attended the Potter's House in North Glen, and then they closed that and opened the Victory Chapel across the Thornton border. It was explained to me that it wasn't so much the extramarital.
I thought they were located on Florida in the old Heritage Christian Center. That's where I've gone.
There's other ones, but there was one in North Glen.
But was it
Melody Drive?
The one with these same people?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them knew about this. That was the issue. And so when this happened, it wasn't so much the adultery part of it that was a concern, but they teach the young men of the Potter's House to go out and preach the word, the gospel in the communities. And so they have very set rules for the young men, and they teach them that you can't have a wife until you have a car and you have a house and you have a bank account and you have everything that you need to be successful. And then they find them wives apparently within the church itself.
I never heard of that. I've never heard of that.
Well, I'm telling you.
Okay.
And the pastor was teaching the young men that this is how you have to behave and live. And then when they found out that this had happened, it was making it very bad for them as they were going out, trying to pass the word on to people. They were becoming resentful, basically. And you're dealing, at least with the one in Northglenn, you're dealing with a lot of people who have addiction, that are coming off of addiction, and they're searching for things in their lives. And if somebody's telling you this is how you behave and you have to live, and then you're not living up to it, well, you're opening it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that becomes resentful. And then we're not even discussing the part about the tithing part, and that became a problem too. So it's all an unfortunate situation. I think if they weren't preaching so strictly to the young men how they have to stay single for so long and how they have to have all of these things before they can entertain this, I think that would have been less of a problem for them, according to my friend as he was explaining it to me, for the people of the church. And while it's a bad thing, adultery is never a nice thing, but it's still, you can't tell somebody to live like this if
No, I
they're not
understand.
living like this.
Obviously, you're right. So I can see where people think this is news now. That the fact that in fact he did pride himself on what he called his marriage ministry, on saving marriages. It really is a little
in a strange
weird.
way. I still say a lot of the people that tithe to him actually, they kind of gave him money to do this.
But the church is still there, though. The church is still there.
I get that.
And their charity work and all of that is still there. And again, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. First of all, the whole idea of tithing, Mark, in my opinion, is BS. Okay, that's all BS. That's all crap. And there's 10% of all that crap. It's crap. Okay, I don't want to even get into it. Anyway, so Chelsea, what's going on with you? Chelsea, are you there, Chelsea? Okay, see if you can get her on the phone there, Suzanne, so I'll go to Mary. Hey, Mary, what's happening?
I'm having a situation with the landlord.
Okay, what's going on, Mary?
Oh, I was just informed on Saturday, and I haven't been feeling well, that my landlord is going to be selling the place.
Okay, now, are you under lease?
Yes, I am, till end of June.
Okay.
And then I got a email, or I think it was an email on Tuesday, saying that or text saying she wanted to show it, and I told her I was under the weather and not feeling well, and we've kind of gone back and forth. I sent a bunch of emails.
I got it.
Yeah, and so I told her yesterday that I still wasn't feeling well, and I thought I had changed it till tomorrow, but she said no, she's still planning on coming today. And I woke up at 10, and I just have been up all night, and I just said, I can't have anybody come in when I'm not feeling well. And now
I don't blame you.
And now she's threatened to take me to. I just got an email right after I sent that. She said, well, I'm calling my attorney now.
Well, it won't work. She won't evict you. Here's what she's going to have to do. She's going to have to give you a notice to leave in 3 days. When you don't leave, then she's going to take you to court. She's going to have to show the judge that you violated the lease. She's going to use this clause, 2.5, access by landlord, which says, landlord or anyone authorized by landlord may enter the property by reasonable means at reasonable times within a reasonable 24 hours notice to inspect the property, make repairs, show the property to prospective tenants, purchasers, government inspectors, fire inspectors, lenders, appraisers, blah, 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 blah. And it says tenant will be in default, okay? In the case, it says if tenant fails to permit reasonable access under this paragraph, tenant will be in default. I don't think anyone would say you're being unreasonable if you truly were not feeling well and you simply denied her 1 or 2 or 3 days she can't get in there. That is absolutely bull. And by the time you go to court, eviction is not automatic unless you didn't pay.
No, I've paid.
You go to court and you say, Your Honor, It says here reasonable. If tenant fails to permit reasonable access. I did not feel good. I was sick. And all I said was, we have to postpone it. That is not being unreasonable. And I don't think any judge would order you out of that home. That's my opinion, not a legal opinion.
Okay.
I do not think that landlord would have to be really stupid to go that far.
Okay.
So,
right.
I mean, if I were you, when are you going to let her in? When are you feeling better?
I told her tomorrow. I've been
Fine.
up all.
Then you do it tomorrow. And you know what? If she doesn't take you up on it, make it in writing. You can come here tomorrow. And listen, you can't help it, but for her to try to evict you over this is anger, not reasonable. It's anger. It's a bunch of bull. Okay, Chelsea, are you there now, Chelsea?
I'm here.
Hi, what's going on?
I'm calling because I have a lot of hospital debt, and I just checked my account today, and they started my checks, and I'm just not sure what to do at this point.
Chelsea, how much debt do you have?
I just added it all up, and I have about $8,000 just in hospital debt.
Okay, do you have insurance?
I do.
What kind of insurance? Regular health?
It's just through my dad's insurance.
How old are you?
The last year that I'm 25.
Okay, so you're under your dad's insurance. And why aren't they paying?
I think they paid as much as they can, but this is what's left over after insurance.
Are you sure they paid what they were supposed to?
I'm not sure.
Well, we have to make sure of that. That's one of the things we have to be sure. Did they pay what they're supposed to pay? That's important. Then the next thing we have to figure out is if you are eligible for bankruptcy, if you have no way to pay that back ever. I mean, are you working?
I have 2 jobs, yeah.
And are they willing to reduce it? The amount?
I don't know. I just talked to one of the bill collectors today, and she said that my only options are to pay it in full, or they're going to just keep garnishing my check.
Were you in the hospital?
Yeah.
For how long?
This is a couple of different events. I was in and out of the hospital for a couple of years.
Wow. Okay. So this accumulated. And was part of that, was part of this bill, okay, it was all after you were an adult, after 18, right?
Yeah.
How much is the debt?
It's $8,000, her portion. Did your dad sign for any of it?
No.
Okay, hold on a second, all right? Brent Ivinson, we'll come back to you. Ideal Home Loans. Let's talk about people with less than perfect credit, Brent. I know that you do a lot of work with all kinds of borrowers, and you have credit optimization, which even helps those who already have good credit to get even better credit with minor adjustments. But what about people with less than perfect credit?
Well, Tom, as we look at the analytics, 1 in 2 homeowners right now could benefit from the rates. And what we're finding is we look at that 1 in 2 homeowner, a lot of them have had some credit bumps. They may not have the bankruptcy, they may not have, the foreclosures, the judgments, but they've had some credit bumps and some credit challenges. Those people can still take advantage of what we're seeing right now in the market and still cash in on the lowest rates we've seen so far this year.
And all they have to do is call. And you have them for, Brent, I know, I've seen you in action. You guys do a great job, and all they have to do is call. It's 303-867-7000. And again, you can pick your own term. You have interest rate guarantee. You have programs for less than perfect credit. You have credit optimization for those with already good credit. Just call 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com.
This report is brought to you by
The rush hour drive starting to repeat itself not only in the metro area but up in the high country. Looks like changing tracks.
I'm not doing I Heart, I already did it.
Along Loveland Pass as well as both directions.
What'd you say?
I told him not doing all the way to Silverhorn
And that's where the slowing is in the high country. Back in town, lots of Rockies traffic on northbound I-25, starting at Alameda, stop and go all the way to about Spears, so watch out for that. And southbound I-25 slow on the approach to the Mousetrap. The weather forecast.
Champion Windows is pre-recorded. It's a 1-minute recorded spot in the system.
Right now, with the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Because it has music and all that.
The place with the help. All right, we got Pro Auto coming up right after this in 10 seconds. And Roundup. And the local expertise you need to grow the live. And you always.
Let's talk about getting your automobile maintained, fixed, repaired. If you have a sudden emergency, call 303 Pro Auto. They have roadside assistance. And once you're a customer there, they have roadside assistance complimentary every single time that anything happens before repairs. Because each roadside assistance goes 3 years and 36,000 miles. Presumably, you're going to have work done now and then, right? So whenever you have work done, that's complimentary. They also, of course, have a great system for notifying you when anything is due on your particular car based on your VIN number and the manufacturer. You don't have to keep track of anything. They'll keep track of it all for you. And all you have to do is call them. Now, you may just have a sudden need and need something fixed immediately. All prices are up front, and they will tell you exactly what they're going to do. They guarantee satisfaction. New customers are welcome, and they have special deals for you if you go to the website 303proauto.com. They have 2 locations near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. All you have to do is call 303-PRO-AUTO. That's 303-PRO-AUTO.
We all know how important it is to our physical health to exercise. Our bodies
crave movement. Taking a walk, going to your favorite yoga class, hiking and biking are all fantastic ways to keep us healthy and active.
This is curious.
You're probably shying away from these activities.
Line 2, it's funny we're getting calls on Lennar Homes. She's a subcontractor for Lennar Homes. They owe her 30 grand. They sent her this to sign. It's a statement, settlement release confidentiality and non-disparagement agreement. But then they backed out. So she never signed it, and they're not paying her.
Why aren't they? Does she have a judgment?
I don't think she has a judgment. She's looking for,
I wonder if something is going on with Lennar. We've had a few
it's
calls
just a
lately.
little weird.
Considering we never had calls.
But it's, anyway.
If you want beautiful, straight teeth the natural way, Aurora Orthodontics. And what I mean by that is you don't need to get a mouthful of veneers at $50,000 or $60,000, and you don't need to have surgery or teeth pulled, and you don't need big, bulky braces for 5 years. There are ways to get straight teeth as an adult a natural way that can get done as quickly as 6 months to 2 years by Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Dr. Kent Lawson has actually pioneered a system by which he can widen your palate and straighten your teeth with minimal discomfort and no surgery. He's proven that your palate does not fix at any given age where it can't be moved. And he also shows, by example, by past cases, the incredible results he gets. Now, if you do need braces, it's less time than normal orthodontics. And certainly, you don't have that long healing time as you do with extractions and implants and surgeries. Now, of course, if you do need implants, they can arrange that. But what they do is a natural system. And when you do need braces, they're invisible. You really have to see it to believe it. And it's all at a fraction of the cost of regular orthodontics and also a fraction of the cost of veneers. Unbelievable. Give them a call, 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100.
Making America great again? As it turns out, a little harder than I thought.
Failure of Trump.
Making your wallet great again. Not so difficult.
Listen to win $1,000 every hour.
So they send this to her, then they back out before she signs it.
That's the third one for Lennar Homes in 2 days.
Third or second?
Well, I thought there was one with the driveway. Where they drove over the driveway, wasn't that Lennar? Huh?
Is that Lennar?
Did you say that, Mark? That was Lennar?
Is that Amazing American Moving one? Is that
I can look it
Lennar?
up in my email. That would be funny if it was Lennar.
Receive on confirmation text. Standard message and data rates apply. That's money to 200-200.
Frank Duran, real estate man. I talked about ideal home loans. Well, did you know if you're looking for a home, you can get pre-approved, and then, of course, call Frank Duran to help you find that home. If you're looking to buy, no one does it better, and if you're looking to sell, Frank will list your home. You get a complimentary house cleaning, staging, and he walks you through the process, never holds you to a long-term contract because he's confident you will love what they do. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622, 920-1622. All right. 303-713-TALK. Chelsea has $8,000 in medical debt. I think it's a very simple matter of, unfortunately, a bankruptcy in some cases, because with medical bills, it's one of the number one reasons people go bankrupt. But I want to make sure your insurance is paying what they should. You got to have this case looked at. And we can have somebody help you from Integra Insurance to make sure your insurance is paying what they should. But if it turns out that you have a big balance, Chelsea, the only thing you can do is arrange for payments, which, as you found out, a lot of these providers will not accept, right?
Yeah.
They say you have to pay in full. And I know bankruptcy is a scary word, but actually, being this young, you can probably get through it without too much harm to your future.
How much do you make each month, roughly?
Well,
Total.
between 2 jobs, I usually make about, I don't know, $3,500 a month.
Well, is it possible? Where are you living with your dad?
No, I stay with my grandparents right now because
Is it possible
they're both older and
Is it possible you could make payments on this?
So I've been following the Dave Ramsey plan, and I guess I kind of hiccuped the plan a little bit when I was doing the debt snowball. And
so you have, hold on, so you have a lot of debt, is what you're saying. Chelsea,
Yeah.
this is not the only debt you have then.
Well, this is the only
Okay, I'm having problems hearing. Again, well, let's try it again. So this $8,000, is that the total debt you have?
That's the total of my hospital. The only other debt I have is my school.
Okay, school and this. Okay, well, I don't understand what you mean when you say you're following his plan. I mean, why isn't it Why isn't it working?
All of my hospital.
Okay, it's too hard to hear her. Suzanne, we got to reestablish. I just can't hear her, so we really can't carry on a conversation. I want to, but we can't. So let's reestablish that. Doria, what's happening with you? Doria.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I was a subcontractor for Lennar Homes.
Yes.
I subcontracted for them for about 2.5 years. During the time that I worked for them, I just could not get them to pay their outstanding invoices with my company.
Yes.
As a result,
How much did it get up to?
$120,000.
They owe you $120,000?
Yeah, that's what was on my books when they
What were you doing for them?
Agreement.
What were you doing for them?
We were doing their warranty work. So their after construction work.
Yeah.
We would go in and do the
So how have you been paying your people?
It's been pretty difficult. I actually factored my invoices. I did AR factoring through a company out of New York called Capstone, which deals mostly with the construction industry.
Right. So this factoring helped you, but you owe a crap load of money now.
Yeah, because how the factoring works is per our agreement, we're supposed to get paid in 30 days. So the longer that the invoice is outstanding, the higher the interest is that we pay out. So say the factoring company pays us 70% upfront on the invoice. The fees go up. You get money back if you get paid on time.
How much if they paid you everything they owe you, Lennar? How much have you lost as a result of this?
I would say it was around 33,000 is what my to date what I paid in interest just to do.
I guess what I'm asking is this: the factoring company can step in and collect everything and call it good because that's part of the agreement, I imagine. Would you lose money?
Yeah, I've already lost quite a bit.
But that's why I'm asking this. In other words, does it even benefit you right now if you collect the 120 from Lennar? Do you owe that entire 120 out right now?
No, I was able to collect on some of it, and we came to a settlement agreement where they agreed to pay the remaining outstanding invoices. So basically what happened was they got upset, and this has happened several times. Anytime I've asked to get paid from them, they've pulled my crew off of a job site.
They get upset when you ask to get paid?
Yeah, their warranty manager sent out company-wide email on 3 different occasions telling the company not to use us just for asking to get paid. You're correct.
What?
Yeah.
Just for asking to get paid?
Oh, yeah, they said his quote was, "I'm more than pissed off."
Okay, so hold on. So what is this settlement agreement you showed me here? What is this?
Well, we finally came to an agreement.
Well, you didn't come to an agreement. They drafted an agreement. The way you come to an agreement is when both parties sign it.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't signed. They drafted up an agreement.
And will they sign it or not?
No, they refused to sign it.
So are they suggesting you don't get paid?
Yeah, they're suggesting we don't get paid.
No, they're not. Are they saying we simply are not going to pay you?
Or your work was substandard or something?
Well, what they said, like I said, this haggling has been going on since November last year.
What is their main deal?
I can't really put a finger on it because after months of haggling, we agreed to this bottom line figure that was $33,000. They said, whatever our differences are, we're going to cut the cord. We're going to give you $33,000. We're going to wire transfer it into an escrow account. We'll get the documents signed.
Why don't you just
wrap it up?
Okay, but why did they withdraw it?
They withdrew it because there was a non-disparagement clause in there stating that it could be enforced by emergency injunction relief.
And did you do anything? Did you do anything to disparage them?
No, not at all. So I am not sure why this would even be important. I just assumed they were just going to cover themselves. And
all right, so
at that time,
I just don't understand. They're flat out refusing to pay you. They're not saying we'll pay you less. They're just saying we're not going to pay you anything.
Well, let me see here. What the bottom line figure? They went from $33,000, I think, to $2,900. So they took $30,000 off.
I don't understand this. I just don't.
I don't understand it either.
just hold on a second. This is unbelievable, but there's a problem with Lennar.
We just had a call on them yesterday, that sewage problem. They installed that pipe completely wrong. They had to move the 300 boxes out of the house. Lennar will not pay a nickel, and they did everything wrong.
We got some signs here of problems with Lennar. We are usually the first ones to know when there is a serious problem. Trust me, we need to investigate this. Deputy Dan, you want to take a stab at it? I mean, if these people are owed money, I want to know why. I'm going to ask when I come back why you're not leaning homes, okay? Plumline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Yes, that's what they do, and I urge you to call them because they have time and time again proven to be the go-to company when we need an expert to lean on. They are great when it comes to a furnace and air conditioning system for more than $2,000 in savings, including 10-year parts and labor warranty, more than $1,300 in utility company rebates, and 3 years on financing with 0%. That's 36 months. Listen, use them for anything you need, including drains. They're the only company, one of the only, I should say, that have their own drain division. Most other plumbing companies just sub it out. If you need good, honest work with all prices quoted up front, they're on time, and they guarantee 100% satisfaction. Call Plumbline Services today. 303-586-1086. PlumlineServices.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Kohl's.
There's a few spots stacking up for the lunch rush across the metro area right now. Northbound I-25 traveling downtown, starting to be stop and go, starting at Alameda, heading up towards Colfax, so watch out for delays if you're heading to the Rockies game. Westbound I-70 heavy on either side of Vasquez as well. Westbound 270, it's stop and go from I-70 heading up towards Vasquez. And watch out for slow speeds on southbound 225 approaching I-25. Up in the high country,
slowing along I-70 both directions from Bakerville all the way up to Silverthorne. The weather forecast: afternoon rain today with a high near 56. Right now, clouds and sun and 52. With the traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Only twice a year.
Alright, Art of Granite's coming up after this. And second.
Okay, price is so low, no coupons needed. Stock up and save big.
Kohl's lowest prices of the season, going on now. See store or Kohls.com for details.
I love Art of Granite. I got to tell you something, folks. Suzanne and I went down there. We picked out brand new countertops for the second time. Now we're having our laundry room completely redone. They've got some of the most beautiful cabinets you'll ever see. You know, Suzanne, you went down there yesterday and finally picked out stone. It took you long enough.
Oh, yeah.
Why did
Loved
it take so long?
I just had a hard time making a decision. He has so much to decide from, Mark.
There is so much down there. If you go down and see his inventory, and guess what? If there's some stone that they don't have in stock, he'll let you use your wholesale account or their wholesale account to buy it anywhere. He doesn't upsell you on the stone. You can use his wholesale account. He's a true tradesman. He's one of the best I've ever seen. If you need granite, you want the best countertops in the world, you want a real artist doing it, you call Mitch Floria, you call Art of Granite, and you call him now. 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919, or check him out at artofgranite.net.
It's said when one door closes, another one opens, like at Shop BMW in Highlands Ranch. When you close the door of your old car, you can open the door of a certified pre-owned BMW with an exclusive 0% financing offer, up to 60 months, from BMW Financial Services.
So hurry into Shop BMW today and see what doors open for you. BMW.
The problem with Mr. Dino's.
For important details, visit Shop BMW in Highlands Ranch or on the web at shopbmw.com. And tell them Dave Logan sent you.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW.
Put that on mute for a minute.
Make money in the stock market, but trading
Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-959-4004 for a free demo.
Want to know what's going on? Follow us on Twitter at 630 KHOW.
An iHeart radio station.
If you have someone that you love getting older, they haven't done a will, it could be a problem. Now, many times people have big estates and they need a will. They have little estates. They may not need much of a will. Maybe a beneficiary deed would do it just to get rid of the house, you know, and to be able to dispose of that without probate. There might be bank accounts. And, you know, there are ways, by the way, to go through a death of a loved one without any stress, without any probate. David Salisbury can help. But, of course, if you need to call David Salisbury because of a sudden need, someone just died and you don't know what to do, he can help you there, too. So whether it's planning long range with wills or trusts or beneficiaries deeds or bank accounts, or it's complicated and you want trusts and more, or it's just simple, a simple will, whatever it is, call him. All initial consultations are free of charge. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. David Salisbury, look for him on my referral list at referralist.com.
I know that time has numbered my days, and I'll go along with everything you say.
All right, and let's talk. What is on your mind? How can we help you? Chelsea's back. We got a better connection. I will go to Lennar Homes. Those both are bothering me very much. Lennar Homes, there's a problem. I don't know what it is, but there's a problem. We'll get right back to that. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, we have plenty of time to get to it. In fact, you can also call us if you have an on-air review you want to give. Maybe you want to just get something off your chest, give us a call. Or you want to help us with a problem. Now, Chelsea has $8,000 in medical bills, medical debt. I asked her if she wanted to consider bankruptcy. She said she was on the Dave Ramsey plan for getting out of debt. Now, I know that Ramsey has a lot of different suggestions, and he has a plan for debt, and I think it's great if you can do it. I also think in some cases it's impossible. In other cases, it takes so long that I think that, unfortunately, if you have to be late on anything, the creditors do not reward you for being late, even if you pay off every dime. That's what I never understood. You pay off every single dime, but if it's under a settlement of some kind, or if it takes longer than you agreed to, they ding your credit for years and years after you paid every penny. And it just doesn't seem fair that someone goes bankrupt, and in 2 or 3 years, they can get better credit than someone who stuck it out and paid everything. But in any case, Chelsea, what is going on? You say you were on a debt repayment plan. What happened?
So I guess I goofed up on his plan, and I was paying the smallest bill of my hospitals, and then
you were supposed to pay. You were supposed to pay the biggest one.
Yeah, and so the biggest one is the one that's coming after me and garnishing all my checks now.
Okay. Well, and so did you get rid of all but this biggest one?
No, I'm still working on some of the smaller guys. And
how much total debt do you have? Is it with big and small?
That's the $8,000. That's everything.
Okay.
The big one that's been after me and garnishing my checks is just it's $2,700 of it.
27, and you're current on the other ones.
Yeah, because there's so many smaller ones, I've been just kind of paying those off with anything extra that I make.
Well, that's good.
After I pay off all my bills every month.
So the big one for $2,700. Do you have anyone you can borrow money from to pay that?
No.
You don't. No one. Okay. Do you have bad credit now?
Yeah, it's starting to affect my credit.
Bankruptcy.
You know, it sounds terrible for $2,700 because the other ones aren't coming after her.
Do you own a car? Do you have any equity in a car?
No, my car's paid off.
Well, that's what we mean, dear. How much is it worth?
It's been totaled out after the hail damage that we had, so I don't know if it's going to be worth very much.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Doggone it. Well, at least it's paid off. Keep it. Keep it. Try to keep that as long as you can, dear. Okay. I just don't really know what to tell you other than if you could borrow that money to keep them from garnishing your wages or come up with some kind of settlement amount.
If you're going to get into more debt because they're garnishing or if someone else starts another garnishment,
right.
If it's going to snowball and you don't see a way out of it, I think she's got to look at bankruptcy.
You have to look at a bankruptcy, or if it makes you feel better, you could do a Chapter 13, although they're both going to be the same on your credit, okay? You don't get better marks for doing a 13 than a 7. But if you feel better paying some of it off, then you put that big bill into Chapter 13 and then force them to take payments on it. So you could do either one of those. If you want, you can call. Why don't you just call them and say, that you called the show and you just want some advice? Call Mike or Gigi Wink and Wink. Okay? Just call them and talk to them. They won't force you into bankruptcy if they don't think it's a good idea. They may have an option. They might be able to do a debt settlement for you. It's 410-1720. 303-410-1720. Now, has anyone else had problems with Lennar Homes? We've had a few over the last few weeks, so it seems a little weird.
The one that's still really bothering me, I mean, this one's horrible. This is a subcontractor type.
This is a subcontractor where they owed $120, and then they got paid on some of it. They agreed to $33,000, and then says, forget it, we're only paying you $2,900. I mean, they're basically just discounting it $30,000.
The other one was a sewer pipe that they installed on an uphill slant. It kept backing up into the house. They took fault. They had it finished, but they had to move 300 boxes out of the basement to do it. The folks just simply wanted what that would cost. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't pay that either.
I don't either. So, Doria, is Lennar in financial trouble?
I don't know. Didn't they used to be U.S. Homes? I think they did a bankruptcy.
No, they bought
U.S.
U.S. Homes
2009.
years ago.
Oh, they bought U.S. Homes.
Years ago, like '03.
I don't know. My thought is, okay, they're traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They have to keep their stock up. They have to look like they have a lot of money in the bank for the shareholders, and so they don't pay their subs. I mean, that's the only thing I could really come up with as to why.
Yeah,
they
that doesn't make sense
bills.
because investors look at the whole picture, not just how much money is in the bank. I mean, there are accounts
Why wouldn't
receivable.
they pay their subcontractors? That makes no sense. I mean,
Why don't you
one
lien the?
person who's
Why
out
don't you?
there-
Why don't you put a lien on the homes?
Well, I did lien some of the properties, except they're not going to be perfected because the invoices are so old. You know, some of them go back past the 6 months, so you have to have a 6 months.
Do you have any of them you can lien?
You know, I did do one lien. I'm sure it's not going to perfect, but I did it anyway. But they don't really care.
What do you mean? Of course they care. They can't sell it unless they bond around it.
Yeah, well, there's somebody living in the house. So if there's somebody living in the house, then it's going to sit there. It's just
She
on the
never took him to
record.
court. She put a lien on it and didn't do anything else.
You never really did it. That's why. You never. You just.
Oh yeah, I just.
You went through
I
the
didn't go to
motions.
court.
You didn't actually file a lien, I don't think.
It was the factoring company that did the lien.
I'd
filing.
hire someone like either Siglian or Wood. Who's the other guy we like a lot?
Mark
Kranek. Hire one of these guys to sue him. I mean, you're going after $33,000.
Yeah, I know.
If you get attorney's fees, the attorney will get paid on that.
I just don't understand. Now, have they stopped using your company?
Yeah, back when the 120 was on the books and we addressed it with them, they just said, "Hey, we're not going to do any more work with you guys until
I mean, that's
we can get
amazing.
this cleared up."
They're pissed off because they let the bill run up, and they're holding it against you like you did something wrong. This is just the height of all.
on several occasions.
No, it's the height of all insults. They say, "Oh man, we're not doing anything till we get this cleared up," but they're the ones that made it do this. I mean, these are not fictitious charges, right? They're real, right?
Yeah, they're real.
And you have invoices for all of them.
Yeah, they were invoiced, and we actually had the invoices pre-approved. So
Where do
via
they?
email we
Where do
sent-
they? No, I don't want to know where they get the balls to just take 30 grand off your final bill and say we're going to pay you $2,900 on $33,000.
I'd like to know that too.
Who are you dealing with?
I was dealing with their attorney. His name is Rob Nix. He's out of Florida, and the corporate controller. His name is Jeff Cox.
And where is he out of?
He's out of Lennar here in Colorado. They're down in Littleton.
Well, why don't you leave the name and number? All we can do is look into this. Leave the name and number. This is ridiculous. 303-713-8255. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, you know, Rocky's probably has the nicest reconditioned vehicles in all of Colorado. They don't just take a car onto a lot without reconditioning it and going through it completely. I have to tell you, if you're looking for a clean car, SUV, truck, van, they have some vans you will not believe right now. They have a glut of vans just a few years old with low mileage. If you're looking to get huge discounts from new, go to Rocky's and look at them. They also have some new cars coming in, very low price, under $8,000, and they have all price ranges. They're at 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. You ought to stop in and just browse. Shop around. Just put them on the list and see the difference. That's what you really need to do, is really compare apples with apples. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. 303-426-4646.
Making America great again? As it turns out, a little harder than I thought.
Failure of Trump Care.
Making your wallet great again? Not so difficult.
Listen to win $1,000.
I don't know if you heard that or just me. 20 minutes can save you 20%.
Where do you think the word wallet came from, right?
Who is this for? 20 minutes and save 20%.
For,
Full law.
no, for Compass Insurance.
It's not a, it's, first of all, that sounds like shit, because they say way more than 20%.
Oh, I said or more.
And it takes,
It's just a,
no, you don't say, you say up to 80%, you don't say 20% or more, you say up to 60%. 20% or more sounds like shit. Okay. Are we trying to come up with an ad?
it's purely a copy of Geico's.
But truly,
15 minutes can save you
I know, but
50.
it's not, doesn't sound good. If we're going to do an ad for them, let's do a good one. Where is it going to go?
Well, we change it all the time. Give us a tag. It's just a banner, so give us a tagline. We'll put it up there.
Okay, one phone call could cut your insurance bill in half.
There we go.
Okay.
One phone call.
I'll try to put it in there.
One phone call can cut your bill in half.
I like it. Can cut your insurance bill in half.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They're giving you a free spaghetti and meatballs. But now through April 30th and get
I like that.
Yeah.
Keep them going like that.
I hope you're never injured in an auto accident, pedestrian, on a bicycle, by a big rig, or driving a motorcycle, whatever it is. If you need help, Fuller Law, John Fuller. The only attorney in the office you'll talk to is John Fuller. You won't be shuttled through like cattle. You will not be given a number. He'll know you by name. Yes, he has assistants helping him get through these cases, but he touches each and every one of them, and he spearheads the drive to get you justice. If you want a true evaluation of your case, go to John Fuller, where you're still a person with a name. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Look at his website, johnrfuller.com. Truly a difference when it comes to personal injury. Don't just call someone you see on TV bragging about big settlements and giving themselves fancy nicknames. Truly, go to a real person, John Fuller, 303-597-4500.
Rates are still low. Save thousands and have lower payments. Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage.
Whether you're refinancing or purchasing your new home, we have new loan programs that allow you to borrow up to 97% of value.
Stop paying $200, $300, $400 a month in mortgage insurance. Take AIM, 720-895-0500.
Purchase your next home with as little as 1% down with no mortgage insurance.
With our low rates, that means you...
He said, next time I saw him, he said, some attorney friends of his really got a kick out of it. Ryan the Woodchuck Wood.
We will listen to you, and we will personalize your loan to fit your lifestyle. We offer you a paperless loan process, a fast close, and up-to-date communication throughout the process. 720-895-0500. Take AIM as your local and trusted broker since 2001. 720-895-0500. NMLS 298191. Regulated by Deloitte, Equal Credit Lender.
Stop high energy bills before they start. Your home needs a champion. Recommended by more than 40,000 customers, guaranteed for life, and endorsed by me. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I know Champion's Comfort 365 windows will make your home more comfortable year-round and save you big on energy bills. Go to getchampion.com today to schedule your free in-home consultation and save thousands. When you buy 2 Champion windows, you get 1 free plus 60-month low-interest finance. Champion Comfort 365 windows are installed by expert craftsmen backed by Champion's exclusive lifetime warranty on everything, including installation. And now, for a limited time, save thousands. Get 1 window free for every.
There's a news article that says 10 countries that might disappear, and the top one is North Korea. That's a pretty good tag.
Well, China doesn't want that to happen. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, you kidding? One of our best allies.
Is the easy-to-use.
You know, I get a little nervous because I love Hyundai.
iHeartRadio app today.
How is this going to affect my new